104.33.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than the pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to St. Louis 5-4. The Blues scored the game winner with 9 seconds left. Next up, the Cats will host Winnipeg tomorrow at 4. Tomorrow's game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to hoops. The Heat hung on to beat the Bulls 116-113. The Heat and Bulls will meet again tomorrow night in Miami. Tip-off will be at 8. And the game can be heard right here on WQAM. And the Hurricanes will look for their third straight win when they host Cal tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on 5:60 a.m. Finally, in tennis, Carlos Alcaraz is heading to the Australian Open final. He will meet the winner of Sinner and Djokovic. And, Joe, we are in set number 1. It looks like Sinner is up 5-3 last I checked here.
I got to tell you, I was coming in.
Putting it on him, huh?
Yeah, so I got up this morning, and Alcaraz and Zverev were going at 5.5 hours. A tennis match, 5.5 hours, a 5-set, maxed out, unbelievable. Must be smoking hot over there. I see Alcaraz was cramping up, and we'll see what happens in this one as a Sinner and Djokovic are playing to see who's going to go to the finals and play Alcaraz on Sunday. Not that I was paying attention this morning, but hey, how about starting the show with all that stuff? Meanwhile, he get a nice win, man. I'll tell you what, this Heat team, they got a couple different personalities. Go to Chicago, get a win after playing the night before, and now get the day off today, but they had to fly home, obviously, so that's early in the morning. And then back-to-back games coming up Saturday and Sunday against Chicago. Good stuff last night, though. Jaime Jaquez, really good late in that game, coming up with some big plays. Off the bench, 19 and 10 rebounds. Bam, 20 and 12. Norm Powell, 21 points. He's always got 21 points, it seems like. And the Panthers lose, and as you just said, Woody, with just a few seconds left in that game on a power play. Got one stop, couldn't get the second one, and end up losing. The good news, Matthew Tkachuk, 2 goals and an assist last night, so he's getting warmed up for the Winter Olympics, man. He's got just a few games left. He wants to get it going a little bit. So he's got his brother Brady, and those guys can get rolling here with the Winter Olympics right around the corner here. Just a few games away from about half the friggin' team of the Panthers going to be going and playing for their countries. And on top of that, we've got all kinds of other stuff. Got Senior Bowl going on. Charles Davis, who'll be on the call tomorrow on NFL Network, is going to join us, is expected to join us. I saw him working yesterday afternoon at the practices, so we're supposed to have him this morning. We got a lot of news. This thing with Giannis, Antetokounmpo, is picking up. I was about ready to leave it alone a couple days ago because it sounds like everybody's brother. So here's what I figured out. The folks at ESPN really want him with the Golden State Warriors. They're dying like there's a love affair with the Golden State Warriors and somehow adding Giannis now that Jimmy Butler's hurt and trying to get Giannis and Steph Curry together. The Knicks are still claiming they're ready to throw the whole team in there just about to try to get Giannis. And they're saying Giannis wants to go there. And then the Heat, man, the Heat's name, like usually you talk the first 2 or 3 teams that pop up and it's still the Heat. So the Heat must be dancing a little bit because a lot of NBA insiders talking about they're willing to pick up Bobby Portis's contract. You can throw him in and Kuzma's contract and they would pick that up as well as Giannis and what they're going to get in return. And you know what's really interesting to me? Everybody's got a different take on this young talent on this Miami Heat team. I listen to national guys tell me we got a lot of young talented guys with major upside. And I get it because that's how we kind of came back. Remember, we had all those first-round picks and Spo develops them, and they're going to get better and better, and they're going to be frontline guys. And, well, so far, I mean, you're 26 and 23 at the win last night. So we're trying to figure out just how hard the Miami Heat are going to go after it. I think it's pretty clear. Bam's not in any deal. They'd love for Bam and Giannis to play together. Why not? And we'll see what else they can keep. But they're talking about Milwaukee wants draft picks, and they want young, talented players. So it'll be interesting to see what they're offered and what they're willing to take if it is a deal with the Miami Heat. Now, again, according to where you're reading stuff, there's sometimes 6 or 7 teams in there. Sometimes I see Minnesota in there and everybody else. Listen, if Giannis is healthy, everybody wants Giannis. He's one of the friggin' best, still one of the best players. He's on a bad team. He has been getting hurt a lot. And I always say this now, Woody. I never used to say this. Anything close to that Achilles, like the calf, always scares me a little bit. I think then we see that last year, guys are having little calf problems, and then all of a sudden they're having Achilles problems. So obviously doctors will take a look at all that stuff and know more about it than I do. But yeah, this thing. But we're going to find out because next week is the trade deadline, February 5th. But this thing, that Heat name is still, it hasn't left. Nobody's reporting, hey, the Heat are out of it. They don't have enough. Milwaukee's told them no, stay home, stay in South Beach, and all those things. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. By the way, Canes and Cal tomorrow, 4:00. Coral Gables asked the wife, would you like to go to the game? She said no. What do you want to? Can I go with you, Woody? Can I just tell her I got a
seat right next to me and Josie.
I got something right next
your
to you
name
guys.
on, man. And
you guys can ask me stuff, and I go, that's right. That's right.
We'll just lean on you. You'll be our Cal insider.
That's right. Yeah. Boy, I'd have to get a lot of information quickly, know anything about that.
You don't want to go down to campus, huh?
Yeah. Nah, she's
all right.
She's
we might be able to get you in that club over there. I had
a hell of a time getting her to that national championship game, man. That was
I gotta tell you, I know you don't like to hear this, but that picture of you.
What
do you realize? So somebody sent this out yesterday on Twitter.
Oh my God! Still?
It ended up being somebody sent out this account that I guess does parody stuff, sent out a thing that they had broken up, Belichick and the girl, which ended up it's not true,
it's
but
not true. Bill ain't giving up on that. If you would have seen those eyes looking at his girl, man.
So because a lot of people were saying she only dates first ballot Hall of Famers, that kind of stuff. But so they were trying to pile on with him. So I put her name into Twitter and I was looking to try to verify the second source that they had broken up. Your photo is used on every major website around. There's so many stories with your photo on there. I don't know if you've seen it, but every major outlet, all you got to do is type in her name.
And
your face pops up on every picture.
I thought you were going to say you got a picture of us holding hands and staring at each other I'm her new old guy.
But you did good, man, because that photo, a lot of people were like, oh, Brady and Belichick on a double date. And
I got to tell you, remember the guy she dated before? Because they went back to her high school and they go, she dated a guy my age before. So she went a little older, but she clearly
you're too young
is
for
more
her now.
attracted, more attracted to older men.
You're way too young for her.
I don't know. I'm kind of in that. I'd be getting probably blasted right now too by children and everybody else if I tried that one. That would not go over.
But that photo, man, my gosh, that thing is.
Thanks, Woody. I didn't.
You've gone viral officially.
I'm not looking for that. So I don't even know how somebody opens up a picture to see me behind that. With
everyone's seen it now.
2 beautiful ladies sitting in the front.
It's your claim to fame.
By the way, it's kind of weird. The other one, who's one of the top influencers, I think anywhere, she got millions and millions of followers. In Alex Earl, and nobody talks about her. The other one's getting all the pub. Why is that, Woody? Because she's not with Belichick?
No, I mean, again, I guess she's very, very popular, just not our demographic.
No, she's not. She's very popular. So my niece and my daughter's one of her best friends was at a football game when Braxton was on the team, and she goes, "Look, I like the games and coming to the game." I go, "Yeah." Because they left with me in the car. Kids waited for me. She goes, "Is there any chance we could go down where the players and the wives meet down? They have a little area for them on the field, and we can meet her?" And I go, "No, I'm not doing that. That's just not cool at this age." Now, if it's just not good for any of us. It's a blocked off area. I don't know. Braxton's a good guy. I don't know her at all, how she'd she'd take it. So we didn't do it. But we walked by him. It was a great tease because there she is.
Mm-hmm.
There's the beautiful blonde over there in the picture. Hey, Woody, man. So we got a new quarterback coach. Some people aren't real fired up about it. I happen to know Nathaniel Hackett. His dad recruited me to Cal. He's a Cal coach back in the 70s. But Nathaniel Hackett is the Fins quarterback coach. If you remember, he was at Denver. And then later on was with the Jets because of his relationship. I think that was the Aaron Rodgers thing because Nathaniel Hackett was in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. So anyway, he's going to be your new quarterback coach as they're starting to fill out the roster spots. Slowick's the offensive coordinator as coach is putting together this coaching staff. And we'll see. Hey, man, it is going to be, people asked yesterday, went to a function in the afternoon at Bo's place and be like, hey, what do you think? I said, well, I like the head coach and GM a lot. I like those guys. They're cleaning up. We're getting some new faces in that training camp, which we need to do in the front office and the coaching staff. We just need some new stuff going on there. And they were asking, well, how quickly? And I get it, man, 25 years. How quickly? And I said, you have to be patient. I'm not. It's going to have to be, they're going to build it, but they can't build this and take care and clean up this mess in 1 year. They got limited dollars to work with. There will be anybody that is getting excited about top free agents that are expensive. You're making a big mistake outside of maybe one guy. Outside of maybe one guy who's a top, because he plays quarterback, is going to be a top 30 or 40 free agent. And we have a GM and a head coach that just spent 2 years with them. And so we're going to find out here real quickly. I expect it to start popping up here, and we're going to find out because I think everybody in the National Football League that needs a quarterback wants to find out how the Miami Dolphins and their GM and head coach, who have been at Green Bay the last 2 years, I'll say it again, feel about Malik Willis. They got to add, in my opinion, if Tua is gone, and hopefully he is. Hopefully we don't have to go through that. To me, that becomes a distraction, even having Tua. Some people are like, is he coming back? That was the other one. Is Tua going to be back? And I said, I mean, he could. I'm not 100% sure he's not, but I would think they would just, one way or the other, pay it and let him go. Just, you got to pay. Either way, even if you trade him, nobody's picking up that whole salary. You're going to pick up so much of that salary. So one way or the other, and you're probably not going to get much if it is a draft pick. It's not.
You have to design the offense around him, right? That's the problem.
That's the other
isn't
thing,
it?
and
you have to specifically design that. We got to get the ball out real quick.
Is they know that he's damaged goods. He's damaged goods every year he plays. He's damaged goods.
Well, this is a full-on rebuild,
and
right? Wouldn't you call it that?
Well,
officially?
Wait a sec. We're going to him, man. We're talking to
him. Yeah, but he's part of that, right?
Well, he's got it. Yeah, he's got to go.
You would consider this a full rebuild, right? Reset, rebuild, whatever.
Yes, pretty close.
When you get rid of coach and GM, I think it's a pretty
right.
That
usually means that you're not happy with the pick. The players have been picked, and whatever the coach. Sometimes the coach has to take the heat for the GM not getting good enough players. But if they're really involved, then they can't complain too much.
To go to what you were saying though about this taking time, and people are going to say, "Well, look what Denver did, right, with Russell Wilson."
Yeah,
that would be one example. And Denver's really
true.
good, and then the Patriots got good pretty quick.
They did. I mean, it can be done, but one thing about the Patriots that's missed, not just the draft class, they had top 1 or 2 in free agent money last year, and they hit a home run. They hit a home run on 90% of those draft free agents. They're really good players. They got a really good defensive tackle. I'm not going to go through names, but they got really good players across the board. They got really good, and most of them stayed healthy for most of the season. A couple of them went on IR for 4 weeks, but they were back, and they were back able to finish the season. So, but we don't have that right now. You're not going to hear about the Miami Dolphins with $80 or $90 million, and you're going to start seeing all the money, and they're going to be the big players. Some of these teams that have a lot of money. I didn't realize, somebody told me the Chargers have a ton of money, which if they do, they could be the next team to explode if they do with more wins. And they've been winning a lot of games. They've been double-digit wins since Harbaugh's taken over that job. But I have told everybody, just I don't want to be going behind anybody's back, that to me, Tua he's a distraction being here. He's just a distraction. Everybody's going to say nice things, but I mean, he's competing with a franchise, tag on him, and franchise quarterback, and he's making $1 zillion, and it's just this what you think? Mike did the best job of anybody to rehab Tua. And first of all, something looked wrong on top of everything else. And he's been coached. Again, this is a broken record for anybody still trying to, let's let him come back and compete. Well, you're going to see. You think all of a sudden the arm's going to get better? Whatever that thing was we saw at the end of the year, it was bad. Everybody noticed, including the coach who benched him. Mike didn't even say, and Mike could have, McDaniel said, hey, we got 3 games left. The Monday Night Football game was a disaster. Hey, we're out of this thing. We're going to go ahead and take a look at a young quarterback and do it that way instead of just, we got to play the best quarterback. Because that was telling the world that Mike had just said Tua can't play. I mean, Mike, who's Tua's biggest fan. Hell, Mike's a bigger fan than his father of what Tua's doing. I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but just to make the point. So anyway, I just think if you need a fresh start, we're doing that. It's like, hey, just take the money, go. God bless you. We wish you the best, whether you decide to keep playing or go back up somebody. But to me, anybody that picks him up, what do you think? It's just a problem for us that he's going to all of a sudden take off and start running and getting aggressive, going for first downs? Do you think all of a sudden he's going to be able to make certain throws that he couldn't make in perfect weather with an offense that was built perfectly for him to have success? So anyway, yeah, that's I'm just trying to make a point why I don't think he should be back. Let's just do this. Hell, I'm all for, if these guys sign off and go, Malik Willis can help us win some games, hey, man, let's do it. Let's do it. We got the draft. We'll Senior Bowl. We got some other guys, some guys that didn't play in the game, that played in the East-West game. A couple guys didn't play in games, and we'll find out how our coaching staff, because I feel like without doubt they're going to draft a quarterback in there at some point. Don't think it'll be the first round. I don't think it'll be a first round, but they will draft a quarterback. Hey, let's change it over here on a Friday. Boy, it's getting where we can't say Football Friday with all this other stuff going on right now. But I do want to talk about jewelry. Oh, man. And I'll tell you what, I've been with Beverly's Jewelers a long, long time through makeups and breakups. And I got a habit of getting cold feet as I get close to getting married. And so I've spent extra time. And it's expensive when you do that, because when you go back and you buy time or you break it off because you come up with some reason, because my feet were so cold, that you got to get a bigger diamond. Well, I'll tell you what, if I'd have known what Beverly's Jewelers has right now, I wouldn't have had to go through all that with Jeff and the family over there over the last 35 years. But I got to tell you, man, they got something right now for all my guys getting ready out there to pop the big question and just trying to save up money to get that perfect diamond. Listen to this one. Beverly's Jewelers has this stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS Clarity, E-color, set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring for just $3,999. That's right. 3-carat diamond ring only, $3,999. Man, you can get a larger size available at similar savings going on. Hurry, it's a limited time offer, but I'll tell you what, they are going fast. I go, how's this thing doing? It's doing unbelievable. It's a gorgeous ring. Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, and by the way, if you need anything for a birthday, anniversary. They got tennis bracelets, diamond studs. They got great stuff going on. And if you need extra cash, Beverly's pays top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment. They're doing it all. Free gift wrapping, great staff, interest-free financing. They do it all at Beverly's Jewelers, family-owned and operated. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale or online at bevjewelers.com. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged. Friday for sure, as so we get set, and everybody's going to be talking about it. It's going to get real cold here the next 2 days. How much are you going to change your life when it's 30 degrees out here? We don't get that very often here in South Florida.
It's going to snow in Tampa. You
What?
see that? It's going to snow in Tampa.
I didn't see that.
It's crazy, man.
Little snow in Tampa.
Yeah.
We're not getting that down here, are we? No.
So what are you going to do? You're going to like stay inside and
Me?
bundle up
Since
since you're not making it to the game?
Well, I'm curious to see if the grandkids' sporting events are taking place, or if
What do
it's
you mean if they're taking place?
is it too cold for the
It's not
kids to
too
play?
cold.
Well,
Just
let's see.
stop.
Oh, look at you, tough guy, Mr. Boca Youth Sports.
Okay. They're not going to cancel games if it's cold out. You sound like
I'll go to games. I'm not.
why don't you write a story for the Palm Beach Post about how cold it is?
You took a shot at Joe Shad.
No, I'm just saying.
You're taking a shot at Joe Shad.
We spent the last week talking about how they got to play these games, and now you're canceling games.
By the
What are you
way,
doing, man? Don't turn on me now.
no, I know. Listen, I'm not turning on you. You just want to get a shot at Joe Shad.
No, you can't. That was all you with the canceling games this weekend.
Joe Shad is just he's a little off. He's not a bad guy. He's just, I don't know, man. I don't see him all the time, but when I do, he just kind of says something at the wrong time, or he says I'm trying to get older, just keep peace with everybody, but he's an interesting character. Let's just say that.
Well, he's not helping his cause. We're trying to help, keep the peace, but
No.
Canceling games, over the weekend is. I didn't expect that from you.
I didn't say I was. I can't sit in the house for 2 full days, obviously, jerky. I didn't say that. Hey,
somebody asked, by the way, if you can go on vacation for like a week so that Giannis can sign here.
You guys never let that go.
You are funny. You got a hot streak going of missing
man,
big
I
things
told
like that.
I told QAM, they asked me, and NBC calls and goes, well, what do you think's gonna happen? I go, he ain't coming. LeBron ain't coming here. No way. I'll be in the Bahamas with my family.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They made my ass go live from the Bahamas. That'll teach me, boy. And by the way, you can cut that vacation short because you need to get home.
Yeah,
they're having
you always go in the dead of summer and something crazy
2,
always happens.
Not 3. Oh yeah, and then was the other thing.
I think Dwayne leaving. You
Hawaii.
missed.
I was in Hawaii. Oh man,
I think Dwayne coming back. You missed.
I had some weird ones.
Lot.
Yeah, I think it was so bad. My gym goes, hey, can you do me a favor? We don't ask you anymore if you think something's going to happen. We're just going to act like it is because you have no idea. And I go, you're right. I suck. I wasn't even close. I can't lie. You absolutely got me on that one. Hey, so anyway, besides everything else going on, the Belichick stuff has just stayed on fire. Now everybody, they're talking about people getting fired, whoever leaked this out and the whole thing, and the NFL's looking into it. And with Belichick not getting in and people are upset. Jimmy Johnson just went full blast on he got after it. I thought he was just going to tease it a little bit early in the morning with us, but no, Jimmy went all in on how bad this Belichick thing is and what a bad look it is. So, the second part of this, I think everybody knows. A lot of people believe Robert Kraft is going to get in. And the thought was originally that Kraft and Belichick would be together as owner with all the championships and the head coach with all the championships and the 2 decades of dominance that they've had. Like we've never seen in the NFL. We've never seen under the system that everybody plays under the same system. They dominated for 2 full decades. That's why it drives me nuts when everybody says Kansas City and what they're doing is the greatest thing we've ever seen. It's not. It's not even close. It's like do it longer and then call me. You got to do it longer than 4 or 5 years. It's just not cutting it. You show me you can go deep into playoffs or win it or get there every friggin' year basically for 2 decades. And they did. Hey, man, they got knocked out sometimes, in the playoffs. Sometimes they didn't make it the AFC Championship. They won the AFC East 17 of 20 years, somebody said, something crazy like that. So now people are saying we're going to find out a lot about the character of Robert Kraft if he gets elected and says, guys, I can't do this if I'm not going in with my head coach. Now, meanwhile, everybody knows they don't like each other. There's some bad blood. Belichick has not helped it. I think Robert Kraft would like to take the high road on this thing.
Didn't he have himself a little bit of a problem?
Yeah, he had a young girl too. Is that what you mean? Or
no, I think he had a little problem at a strip mall
Beach.
down the way. Yeah,
the Palm Beach. Real quick.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of an issue too. Is that a disqualifier or no?
They spend money to keep that video out of the eyes of the rest of us. Not that anybody really wanted to see it.
No.
I mean, is that going to make you better watching this guy before he's headed to a game with his driver out in front getting a quickie? I mean, I
always thought that story was very bizarre.
That was, but
like he had to stop at a strip mall.
But anyway, getting back the whole thing.
But nevertheless,
hey, listen, you're apparently the only perfect person still here, brother. I know you haven't done anything. I've been a bit of a mess myself, so I'm not sitting here and getting after guys that have.
I'm just saying.
I know
if you're going to penalize Belichick.
And there you are again, Mr. Perfect, sitting as a judge and jury.
I am a judge and jury of this.
But I just feel like this would be interesting because why would Robert Kraft go, hey, if I can't go in with my man, I'm going to wait till you put him in and then put me in.
Solidarity, I like that.
I don't think Robert Kraft's going to do that, do you?
No, I don't.
I think Robert Kraft's going, he's been a complete ass to us. He blocked my scouts from going to his North Carolina practices, not like he has a lot of talent anyway. And just kind of got after us. So, well, I'll tell you what a soap opera. You throwing little Brady going to bat for him, but everybody's going, hey, Tom, come on, man. How far are you going to go for? And I get it. The respect, the player-coach respect. But there's no way Tom Brady, when he left there, was a big Belichick fan. Yeah. When he went to Tampa Bay and started winning a Super Bowl, and all of a sudden Tampa Bay had 3 years of great football.
But I told you this the other day, like, to me, this whole thing is kind of silly because it's such a non-story if he gets in. Right? Like, I don't think anyone would be outraged that he got in.
No.
So it's just like now you've turned it into a massive story.
Yes. If he would have been in, everybody
it's a total
goes,
non-story.
I got to, so.
It's like, okay, great.
The topic popped up in the box. And please don't, are you going to dogpile me if you are? I'm not going to tell this story. So while we're having this conversation and all trying to figure out with Jordan and Jimmy, and we're all trying to have conversation, and I said it from the bottom of my heart. It came up, and I said, oh, my God, are you kidding? And Jimmy goes, yeah, are you kidding? Like, Bill's getting in. He wasn't there. He's doing his interviews. And I said, Belichick's getting in. My God, are you kidding? Second in wins and all those rings. I said, he's a slam dunk. And Jimmy, of course, right there going, yeah, are you kidding? Then the rest of us should be taken out. It's like, and I thought of that in a small amount of time that we talked, and you're making small talk and going around and she's dating him. It's her boyfriend we're talking about. And now this happens, which is just crazy. But you're right, Woody. They put him in, and it's like business as usual. That's what's supposed to take place. And then if Robert Kraft gets in, everybody goes, I understand. Now, all of a sudden, people are going, hey, Robert Kraft, Belichick's won the friggin' games. You didn't do anything. All you did is happen to own the team.
Like, if I was a voter, I would try to not do anything controversial because I wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to deal with the backlash from that.
Well, now the NFL's trying to
They're on a hunt to find out who these people are.
Well, they're trying to protect all the guys because those guys are going, I'm not going to vote anymore. Because if my name gets out there, I'm getting blasted on every sports show, and the fraternity of the NFL is going to turn on me, right? Isn't that we had one guy come out with some lame thing about he wanted to get in some other guys, and like it's funny because everybody goes, well, Belichick's going to get in next year. What's wrong with you guys? And I got to tell you, man, the great players don't want to wait a second year. There is different tiers of greatness. There is. And the great ones want to know, like, what? Well, we look like who you pick your favorite guy through the years. Like, oh, he's in. First one in, first ballot, first one in. And then the second comment people will make through the years will go, the rest of the guys got to wait because this guy's been that good.
I also think legacy is important to people, right? And especially him. You've seen him how he goes on those shows and he argues about whether he was fired, not fired, right? This is a big stain on his legacy.
Yeah, well
Like,
listen,
this is going to be, you know.
it's pretty clear by the way the relationship is so bad. He got fired.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? I mean,
But you've seen the back and forths, right?
Yeah.
Like Belichick goes, he was doing it during those interviews he was doing. He was doing that book tour.
Boy, that thing was a disaster.
Yeah, it was a disaster. It was ugly.
Bill is.
But I think he clearly cares about his legacy, and this is like,
yes, he does.
First ballot Hall of Famer is a big deal.
He does care about the NFL and everything. He could give a doo-doo about media and anybody on the outside. I'm not sure he cares what his family thinks, honestly, but he cares. It's important to him. The NFL's been his life. I get it. But, man, this thing is it's going to be interesting because I got to tell you, it's going to be a double punch to the stomach. First of all, he didn't get in on the first ballot, and if Robert Kraft gets in ahead of him, because you know what every guy's saying, and Jimmy too, they're all going to go, when did he start coaching and picking players? I'm sorry. He owns the team, and Kraft wants.
You think owners should even get in?
Well, look at, who's in for the Dallas Cowboys, and I think Robert Kraft and Jones. I don't know if they're best of friends either.
Yeah.
Kind of been competitive through issues. Remember, Robert Kraft went to bat for the commissioner, and you remember Jerry Jones did not. Remember that? He was like, hey, why do we have to pay this guy that much money? Remember that? That was a few years back.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, a lot of ego drama, man.
I just don't know about owners getting in, though, man. Like, at all. Well, here's the thing. Like, if let's say the Dolphins win it all with this new group that they've put together, how much impact did Stephen Ross have on that? He was obviously in the room and they interviewed these guys, but they put together an entire team of people to do it.
Yeah. I don't mind owners.
Okay.
I don't mind those guys getting in. There's going to be some more owners get in, right?
But if you were ranking the people that were impactful on the Patriots run.
Well, so Jerry Jones' thing has been he was the marketing he did for the franchise for the NFL, and he's got the most valuable.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Well, you ask Jimmy. Jimmy will say Jerry didn't do anything, and Jerry's trying to take credit for what Jimmy did, which is true. Anyway.
Jimmy didn't seem too thrilled about Kraft getting in.
No.
Didn't seem to care too much. He just said he didn't care.
No, I agree. Hey, we got something we can all care about as we get older. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'll be in today. I'll be in on my way to play tennis to see my guys over there. The ladies over there do such a great job at Atlantic Men's Clinic. It's about low T and ED, and I say it over and over again to all the men out there, starting in their 40s. It's nothing to be embarrassed about because it's going to happen to every guy. Every guy. Doesn't matter who you are, what size you are, what color you are. It's going to hit every man. When I go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, I see everything, man. And I want to let you know, you will get low T and ED. It's going to happening to guys right now in their early 40s. I see young guys in there. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Hey, man. Great. How are you? Oh, I'm doing great, man. I go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I just want to let you know, if you're dealing with your energy level super low, just not feeling it, and your sex drive has gone on top of that, and there's nothing happening, you and your wife have just become friends and nothing else, well, listen, you can do something about it if you'd like to get it back. And I was a little worried about this, too. I was like, what's going to happen? Well, you can schedule a consultation with Atlantic Men's Clinic. You get all the testing done, the PSA test, if medically advised, to test dose. They do it all. You meet with this professional staff. They look at everything, talk to you, figure out everything, where you are. And then after that, all that information comes in, they're going to put you on a program that's perfect for you. It's custom made for you to get great results super fast. 7 locations in South Florida, brand new one in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. 877-455-7300. Man, I love going there. It's just fantastic. It works fast. Set up that first appointment. The most important one is to get your butt down there. 877-455-7300 and get started with Atlantic Men's Clinic today.
Text
in action tomorrow at Amaranth Bank Arena, 4 o'clock start, and the Heat hanging on late, beating the Bulls 116-113. Get a rematch there tomorrow night at the Kaseya Center.
I will tell you, man, that this Heat team is, I got to give it to them. These quick turnarounds and back-to-back where you got to hit the road, or you hit some bad weather, and you don't get a lot of sleep, and you play like they did. They got to go to Phoenix, and they get – so they've had some scrappy wins. They really have. And got another one last night against Chicago. But first of three against Chicago, and back-to-back at home coming up. I guess it makes it a lot nicer to at least have them at home and get home at a decent time versus jumping on a plane and flying a couple hours to get there and then checking into the hotel and rolling. But, hey, besides all that stuff, we got Charles Davis, NFL on CBS, but also NFL Network. And he's going to be part of the broadcast tomorrow. And if you've been watching, I don't know how much I watch because we're all kind of in the business here. But, yeah, on ESPN and NFL Network, the Senior Bowls practices are live, and they show it, and those guys are sitting and kind of breaking everything down. So Charles has been part of that, and he'll be there tomorrow. Matter of fact, is a game 2:30. Tomorrow at the Senior Bowl. It's very interesting, too, because of the playoffs. A lot of guys that would usually play in that game, I mean, you just like those guys are going, we just played an NFL schedule, and, you know, they wanted to show up. Apparently, some of them just do interviews, and the Senior Bowl's like, nah, we don't want guys to show up. We need guys that can come in and do everything for the full week with the interviews. And that means on the field. And hey, you play 4 extra games like UM did. Actually, Indiana got the bye in the first week, so they played 3, which, again, that's still a lot of football. You start looking at 16 games, and that's what the Canes played this year. They played their 12 games and 4 in the playoffs. Hell, they didn't have to play that ACC championship game. And they still played almost a full NFL schedule of games. And we said this yesterday, Woody, while you're gone, and talked about some of the stuff. If the NFL, they're looking at your best games. I always hear this like, hey, if you dominate some guy in a small school and you have 12 catches for 250 yards, like, okay. I mean, but we want to see against guys that you're playing against are also going to be in the NFL. And guys are considered to be really good. Those are games we want to watch and see how you play. So that was great work for University of Miami. I think it's going to help all those guys in the draft. We talk about this: Ruben Bain, Mesidor, Maui Noah. You can go across the board. The second, a few guys expected to go. I don't know, second day. I don't think they're first round picks, but second day, maybe definitely third day picks from picks 4 to 7. So they got a lot of guys. A lot of guys probably going to get drafted. And Brockermeyer and Markel Bell are playing in the Senior Bowl. The other guys, and those guys just trying to get their stock up. They played a lot of football too, man. That's like a 17 game. They're getting ready. It's like a 17 game for these guys. All right. Hey, we've got Charles Davis expected to be up this morning with us. We'll hopefully got him up and ready to go. Hour difference in Mobile, Alabama. Charles Davis, NFL on CBS coming up next. But first, hey, I want to tell you, you're ready for a new start, going through a little bit of a funk right now, a little bit off the road. Happens to us, man. It happens to us. The question is, if you can't get yourself back and you need a little help, Recovery Unplugged is ready for you. A new year means a fresh start, new goals, and a chance to reset. And if your mental health needs a comeback season, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Let's get that thing all straightened out. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you, Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less at the Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to St. Louis 5-4. The Blues scored the game winner with 9 seconds left. Next up, the Cats host Winnipeg tomorrow at 4. Tomorrow's game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to hoops. The Heat hung on to beat the Bulls 116-113. The Heat and Bulls will meet again tomorrow night in Miami. Tip-off is at 8. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And the Hurricanes will look for their third straight win when they host Cal tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 from the Watsco Center. That game can be heard on 5:60 a.m. And finally, in tennis, Carlos Alcaraz is heading to the Australian Open final. He will meet the winner of Sinner and Djokovic, who are currently tied at 1 set apiece. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time net out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I told you I've been sitting there watching NFL Network during the day, watching these practices on NFL Network. And a guy that I've been watching a lot of is also going to have the call, part of the team tomorrow, 2:30 start on NFL Network, the Senior Bowl. Charles Davis joins us this morning, up early. Charles, as always, thank you, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Joe. How about yourself?
Great. Hey, by the way, I want to let you know, a couple of nights ago, I checked your voice, and I was a little concerned, but it sounded better last night, so I said, "Oh, let's just go for it and be selfish today."
Yeah, we're all fine. Yeah, we are all fine.
Hey, so I got to ask you. It's interesting because of the playoffs and stuff. Some of the guys from I was hoping could play, but I understand when you play 4 extra games, as physical as all those games were, that some of them couldn't play. What have you thought overall about the talent at this Senior Bowl?
You know, it's good talent always. That's just the way the game is. You know, we're always going to miss the so-called top players.
Right.
They're not going to be here. You know, you're never going to get a Fernando Mendoza, right?
No.
You know, that sort of a deal. But overall, talent's pretty darn good. And you mentioned, you know, the Miami kids, the Indiana kids who played all the way through. Well, look, Miami's got some people here. You know, Markel Bell, the offensive lineman's here. James Brockermeyer, offensive lineman, is here. Indiana's got a running back here, Kalen Black. And I just give those kids an incredible amount of
I'm with you.
Credit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if they didn't come, I would not be dinging them. You would understand. They just got done playing 16 games, national championship game 8 days ago.
Yeah.
And they show up and they're not missing reps or doing anything. And here's where I'm going to give one guy I'm going to really single out is Markel Bell. Earlier this week, Derek Moore, the edge rusher from Michigan,
smashed him.
Ran him over.
Yeah.
Right. Just right through him, dropped him, the whole deal. We had the same thing last year with Josh Connerly from Oregon getting run over by Mike Green, the edge rusher out of Marshall that went in the second round of Baltimore. And, you know, Mike Green left, I think, day 2, and he was done, and I'm going to be a first round. I ended up being a second rounder.
Right.
All I'm saying is those things happen. They go crazy. It gets viral. The clip gets played over and over and over. Since then, I've got to tell you, I haven't seen every rep, right, because we have a lot to watch. But Markel Bell has acquitted himself really well. Since that time frame, he's stoning people in one-on-ones. He's moving people in the run game. This is my own estimation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you know, I'm scouting for any individual team, and this is what his grade is. I'm just saying those types of plays can have a player fold up and not be as effective, or even like, hey, I'm out of here or what have you. He took it, accepted the challenge from that point on, and I think he's been really good from that point on. I'm not trying to say he's better than anyone else. All I'm saying is those types of plays can allow you to shrink.
Yeah.
Markel Bell has not shrank not one bit.
Well,
it's been really impressive to me.
Charles, I saw his comments too about that. Yeah, he got me. He goes, but I'm not going to let that play's done, and I'm bouncing back. I know what I can do, and yeah, the fact that he was there and the whole thing. So I got to ask you. As you know, the Dolphins are looking for everything, so a lot of different positions. What looks strong at the Senior Bowl position-wise overall, Charles, that you guys are going to be talking a lot about?
We've seen good Defensive line play. That's been impressive. I've mentioned Derek Moore from Michigan as an edge rusher, Zion Young from Missouri. Inside, oh my goodness, what's the kid's name out of Texas Tech? Lee Hunter.
Yeah, what a player.
He has been
UCF
a
guy. Yeah, he was a Central Florida first.
UCF. Now he's there. He's been impressive. Zane Durant from Penn State. I think defensive line has been really impressive. Some defensive backs, especially the safeties. Okay, they've played pretty well that I've seen along the way. Linebackers, believe it or not, have been outstanding. I mean, absolutely outstanding all the way through. This kid, Lewis Kyle from Pitt, came here where people were like, is he going to be are we going to flip him back to safety? Because he's a 220-pound kid. He came in about 224. So it looks like he's going to stay at linebacker. And his instincts around the ball, making plays. Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech, who swept just about every major award going and had a massive year. He was a former quarterback, had started a heck of a lot of games. Great instincts, punching the ball free. Bryce Betcher from Oregon, the baseball kid, who came on and played well. He's been really good. I've been really impressed with this kid, Jack Kelly from BYU. I came in with an eye on him, and he has not disappointed me. Xavier Sori from Arkansas, Owen Heineke, who really should be getting another year of eligibility. NCAA, I think, really screwed that one up royally. No surprise there. But he's played awfully well. So I think the linebackers have been really good. So, and finally, receivers. They've got some receivers here who can play. Malachi Fields from Notre Dame and what's his name from Missouri. I'm pulling up my roster.
That's
here.
okay.
So many names are rolling through my head. It's driving me crazy. But all I'm saying is there is talent here, and it is being seen.
Hey, so quarterback. And as you know, the Dolphins are in that situation and talking very open about the new general manager, talking about we're going to be drafting quarterbacks every year till we get it, and we'll still keep doing it. It's kind of refreshing to hear. I was watching some of the guys in your comments. What do you think of Nussmeier? I'm just curious.
He's still coming back from – I know he played hurt last year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts that even when he was starting, he was playing hurt. Then they had the coaching change. He lost his job, I think in large part because he was hurt and the season was kind of lost. So they started to play other guys, that sort of a deal. I think in normal circumstances, he would have played the entire season out.
Yeah.
But he yesterday was probably his best day in my estimation. At different times where it looked like the process was going at the right speed, and you can see the intelligence and him going from place to place to place, but he still hasn't thrown it as well as he threw it in 2024. So I like him. I actually came here, Joe, with the idea that he could reintroduce himself to everyone, and everybody go, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's the kid we remember from before." I don't know that has happened here. He still has the game to play, but the game is probably the least amount of things that get graded. Believe it or not.
Yeah, everybody leaves.
Oh my God.
Right. The GMs and head coaches.
Yeah, they put way more into the practices, the individual drills and all that, because as you know, Joe, almost the entire league was here, right? And almost the entire league's gone. Like they're gone now.
Right.
Like they'll watch the game on tape, which is fine, but they don't stay around for that portion of it.
What do you think of the quarterback class overall? Is there any, I don't care, small schools, bigger schools, guys that we don't get to talk about a lot that aren't from the big conferences? Anybody really stand out that's got a chance to get drafted, not necessarily in the first round, but could be a second-day draft pick?
I'm not overly impressed with it, to be honest with you. 2026 was supposed to be a huge quarterback year.
Yeah.
And that has fallen by the wayside, and I think correctly. People have not lived up to it. People haven't look, the person who emerged was Mendoza, because he didn't go into the season. Once again, we had a guy who came off the pace and became the guy. Mendoza didn't go into the season as, hey, he's going to be the number one overall pick. Hey, a lot of people didn't even have him as the first rounder. So watching him emerge and get up to where he is, that's fantastic. I don't think overall this 2026 class is one that's going to knock your socks off. As usual, someone will emerge and play better than we expect. But out of the kids who are here, I'll just tell you right now, Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt, Cole Payton, North Dakota State, who impressed early, big left-hander, but he's a one-year starter at North Dakota State, who's I think is a better runner than he is a thrower at this point, although his arm is bigger and better than what I expected. Sawyer Robertson from Baylor, really nice arm, but hasn't been as consistent as I would have hoped. And then for the other team, it's Taylon Green, Arkansas, beautiful looking athlete, but consistency throwing the ball is the key. We've talked about Nussmeier. I think the guy who has been, and I really hate this term, but we use it all the time, the one who looks most pro-ready right now is Luke Altmaier from Illinois.
Wow.
But pro-ready meaning like Dylan Gabriel. Knows how to operate an offense, right? Can make the throws you need to have made. But is he going to wow you? Is he going to elevate you? I don't know that we're there on that yet. But Altmaier, to me, has been the one day in, day out, in and out of the huddle, right reads, process is good, speed has sped up to hit counteract the rush, throwing the ball to the right places. But where does that put him in the draft? I don't know it gets him into the second round. He might still be a third round guy. Those scouts and people are smarter than me. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not going to sit here, Joe, and say, hey, if I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, my quarterback's in this draft.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know that it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, I got to ask you about another guy that everybody, when this thing started, was talking about, this Rutledge, this kid from Georgia Tech, and just old school, get after it. Is he a first-round pick? First of all, I see.
No, I don't think that he is. I don't think he's a first-round pick, Joe, because I'm wondering about the movement, pass protection, things of that nature. But if you're talking about going straight ahead, right, a little bit of movement on small poles and then road grading people, oh, he's absolutely that. Now, here's the thing. I think that he's a center. Okay, they've got him at guard, and he's been an outstanding guard his college career. I would be very eager to plug him in at center, catch him at whatever round you want to catch him, and he might be a plug-and-play starter at center for you for the next 10 years.
Wow. I'm guessing those guys must look at that a little bit, because there's.
And he has been taking snaps at center since he's. Look, almost all these offensive linemen are cross-training across the board, but a lot of them had projections. Jennings Dunker, the right tackle from Iowa, big redheaded kid, kind of has that hair like Cody Malk from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It just kind of stands out. Doesn't have the same grill that Malk has, of course, but you see him, and he's a right tackle, and he's been excellent at Iowa. But I think everyone's projecting him to go inside, and he's worked in both spots.
Yeah.
And I believe that their assessment is correct. I think he'll be a much better guard. I think he'd have his struggles staying out on the edge. But you move him inside and let him go to work and have some people next to him. I think that Jennings Dunker's a really good player in that situation. Rutledge has been playing guard, but when he takes snaps at center, I'm like, ooh, I kind of like what I see here.
hey, Charles, how much does the NFL control these practices as far as what they want to see to make sure it's done with these coaches, that so they get, and even changing positions a little bit, like you're talking about, from tackle to guard?
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff comes in where they let people know what they're willing to see. I'm sure that they talk with Drew Fabianich, who's done an outstanding job in his first year here running the Senior Bowl. Remember, Jim Nagy left to be the GM at Oklahoma, and Drew's done an outstanding job, changed a few things, trying to make it more player and coach friendly for interviews and things of that nature. So I think that all of that goes into account. You also have coaching staffs that are put together. Remember the old days when you bring down, the Dolphins coaching staff and the Raiders coaches? That you don't have that anymore. What they're trying to do is promote coaches up. So if you're a position coach, they try and get you to coordinator. If you're a coordinator, they try and get you to head coach. That sort of a deal.
Yeah.
And try and let you show what you've got there. So I think plenty of those guys, those staffs, when they're put together, they're told, hey, these are the types of things that the scouts really need to see. I know you want to construct practice a certain way, but please give us a lot of one-on-one stuff.
Yeah.
One-on-one competitive practice drills, things of that nature. I think they get plenty of suggestions. And from what I've seen this week, I think they followed them pretty well.
Yeah.
Even, the team periods, everything's competitive in what they're doing and going from there. So, yeah, would you say the NFL controls it? I think it's a lot more like college football where, you get well-placed suggestions on what you should be working on, young man.
Yeah. Hey,
and off you go.
I got to congratulate you, man. You haven't said anything. We talked about it a while back, but I see it's official. You're the lead college football analyst on CBS. I think it's unbelievable, man. I'm so pumped for you, bud.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm a very fortunate man and having this opportunity, and I just hope that I can do it half as well as Gary Danielson did it for all those years, and working next to Brad Nessler and Jenny Dell on the sidelines, and that great crew. I'm going to go back to something my dad said to me years ago when I was fortunate enough to join Iron Eagle and Evan Washburn and that crew after Dan Fouts had left. My dad said, "What crew are you joining?" And I told him, and he goes, boy, they're really good. And I said, "Yeah, they really are." And he goes, "Well, if things fall off, we know why, don't we?" And I said, "Wow, thank you so much."
That's an old school. That was an old school thing, man. Right. That was,
my dad's old school coach and teacher. So this is what you get. I have a feeling he's thinking the exact same thing. Oh, you're joining that crew? Yeah. Oh boy. Well, if anything falls off, we know why, don't we? Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
Hey, Charles, man, I appreciate it, man. I know you're busy and working. So, hey, have a good one tomorrow. And thanks for getting up with us this morning, bud. I appreciate it.
Oh, always, Joe. You take care of yourself. Great to chat with you again.
Right, you too. Charles Davis, NFL on CBS and part of the broadcast for NFL Network at the Senior Bowl. Tomorrow, 2:30 start for that game. And you have a chance to see James Brockermeyer and Markel Bell and everybody else. All right, so, hey, before we go to break here, I do want to tell you, hey, man, start the new year right. South Florida Chevy dealers would love to see you on this really cool weekend coming up. Now's the perfect time to check out the 2026 lineup of Chevrolet trucks, SUVs, and maybe a brand new EV. We're pretty good at those now. Chevy has a model built to handle all your needs from the busy work week and your weekend adventure. Let me introduce you to the A-lister of SUVs, the 2026 Chevy Blazer. A perfect mix of capability, comfort, and confidence with three bold personalities to choose from: athletic and eye-catching, aggressive and sporty, or elegant and stylish. What are you looking for? The 2026 Chevy Blazer makes every drive worth the trip. This midsize SUV is spacious enough to accommodate a big family, yet doesn't compromise any of the style. Got a great look to it. Hey, you know what it is, man. New year, new points of view, new places, and new adventures. It's a perfect time to hit the open road in a new Chevy. Cars, trucks, and SUVs have never looked better than they do right now at your South Florida Chevy dealer. Stop by 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Fall in love, take that test drive, get a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealers this weekend. out there. I want to thank Charles Davis, CD, for coming on this morning. Ben Volen, senior NFL writer for the Boston Globe, is going to join us before he heads to the Super Bowl to see if the Patriots can pull the big upset over the Seahawks. And we'll get caught up on all the – I mean, come on, man. We don't do X's and O's, but we do the little bit of drama in there too with just incredible, this whole thing with the Patriots right now around this Hall of Fame. And what happened to Belichick, and now the owner is up, and we're going to find out pretty soon if they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame. And, oh, boy, that is going to stir it up in a big, big way. If Robert Kraft – it is so bad that people are saying in our business that Robert Kraft, if he really cares about Belichick, he would tell him, I'm not going in unless Bill's going in. Now, I got to tell you, that might be the first time I've ever heard that, a guy going, no, you're getting ready to put me in the Hall of Fame. I'm not going in. I just don't see anybody doing that. Whatever the relationship is, like, hey, man, hey, Bill, you did a lot of winning. I know you did it. But you know what? I'm going in, man. I feel like I'm part of this too, and I've allowed you to do this and that, and I'm going in. And so that's going to be an interesting one to watch, because I got to tell you, it's a 1-2 punch to Bill Belichick. If, first of all, nobody was more shocked than he was and everybody else that he didn't get in. And second of all, if the owner goes in ahead of him, I know what he's going to say. Same thing we're all saying. Wait a sec. Did you coach anybody? Did you pick any players? Why are you going in ahead of me? So it becomes a very, very interesting one, and just all the other stuff that goes with it, including the 24-year-old girlfriend. That's always a good one. And by the way, if you're famous and it's a 73-year-old guy, the 24-year-old girlfriend, you're probably you're going to get the gold digger stuff, and you know all the stuff that she's getting, and what are you doing, and Bill just wants everybody to know, man, everything's working. It's good. I'm pumped. Got myself a young girlfriend. So all that stuff that's involved with this thing has just been a crazy, crazy story this week, just by itself. I thought it was a joke when it first happened. I said, oh, here we go again. Somebody trying to jump it that Belichick didn't get in, and not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Come on, no way. So sure enough. And now the NFL's trying to protect the voters, and whoever leaked it out is going to be kicked off, no longer going to be allowed to have a vote. And then I saw by the way, a lot of the names, you see they had a list of all the names of Hall of Fame. A lot of them are former writers down here. Alex Marvez, Jason Cole, Armando Salguero, all have a vote for Hall of Fame. Probably missed a couple of guys in there too, but yeah. And so now everybody's like, I wonder, people love to get a hold of them, love to get a hold of that whole group. Besides just Bill Polian saying, I don't know how, I can't remember if I voted for him or not.
Yeah, that's great.
That's kind of a weird one.
Maybe it'll take his vote away if you can't remember.
Hey, Bill, maybe it's time to just.
Don't you think there should be like a unanimous, like when they get together or whatever, like, all right, he's either eligible or he's not eligible because of the cheating stuff?
Oh, you mean the cheating stuff eligibility?
Because that's obviously why they kept him out, right?
Well,
and
that's
I
not
see
what the
people
one
like
guy
I think
said.
it was Omar. Like Omar said, keep him out. He should be punished. And there's a lot of people that think that. So it's not an unusual take or anything like that.
Well, we got guys trying to get some clickbait too, right?
Well, of course, but it's not. Look, Joe, no. Listen, it's not an unusual take to say that the guy was involved in cheating stuff, and we're not going to put him in the Hall of Fame. It's not like an outrageous take, but they should get together and decide, like, either he's eligible to go in or he's not, and you're going to consider that stuff, or you're not going to consider it, right? So it should just be like they all unanimously kind of come to that conclusion. It's not half of them vote or most of them vote.
It's a little loose there. That's why they have in Hall of Fame voting, they have percentages get in. But you're
Yeah.
you're talking about setting the rules up ahead of time.
Like
for people
either
to
he's
vote
either
around.
he's eligible or he's not, and to punish him for a year is even dumber. Like I hate the idea of punishing the guy for a year because
This is not the first time a guy that hasn't gotten along great with the media hasn't gotten in right away.
I know.
T.O. was so pissed. Remember, he didn't even do it. He went and did his he went to like his school. Didn't he go to a school to do his acceptance and
but I don't know. I just feel like this is different than the T.O. situation.
he should be in.
I mean, Belichick is the most accomplished coach there is, right?
Whatever you think of Bill, and he's a hard guy to like.
He's impossible to like, but that should have nothing to do with it. But they should have gotten together and said, look, either this cheating stuff disqualifies him altogether or it doesn't. And we're going to vote on, this is the criteria we are going to vote on. I just don't like that this thing is split, that now you got to, there's a hunt to find out who didn't vote him in.
Oh, no, it's going to get ugly now.
Of course it's going to get ugly.
By the way,
there
are people working.
It shouldn't be a unanimous deal.
Yeah.
Or an anonymous deal. Like people should know who voted for who. Like if you have the guts to not vote him in, then shouldn't people know who did it?
I don't know if this is exactly, I go back to Ira Winderman. This is exactly why he had a vote for the first, second, and third.
Yeah, I remember, and he didn't want the vote, right?
He didn't want to do it because he didn't want to hear about it from some guy goes, you just cost me a ton of money because you didn't I didn't get on any of the three teams.
Yeah.
And so I'm not, and he goes, I just don't want to deal with that drama of people because Ira's not big on people going after him.
That's understandable.
So I think that's why those writers, there's a lot of people to vote on, but Belichick should be in. I don't like the guy personally. He didn't exactly.
I don't think anyone. Well, I shouldn't say anyone, but I think most people do not like him personally.
Well,
but that should have nothing to do with it.
He maybe has but he's just not great in this profession of. He has media guys, and hey, listen, we'll ask Ben. Ben's got to deal with him, and he's gone after Ben Volen.
Yeah.
Ben's been in the middle of the attacks after games, and
it shouldn't have anything to do with the Hall of Fame. What I do not like and what bothers me is these guys spend their entire career berating the media, and then they're the first to jump on TV.
Well, that's separate. That's separate deal.
Like that bothers me.
But they all do it.
But the Hall of Fame thing is not that. That's separate. This is like Nick Saban. Nick Saban's a college football Hall of Fame coach, right?
They couldn't wait to get him on.
Okay.
They're paying him big money to be on that show.
But Nick Saban wasn't nice to a lot of people.
Nope.
Can you hold that? You can't hold that against him for a Hall of Fame. It's not a niceness contest.
Well, Nick hasn't done anything wrong as far as.
Well, he was not very nice to people.
But we've already agreed that if you're not nice to somebody and you're really good at what you do, you should be in. Right? I thought you and I agreed on
yes.
that. Okay.
Of course. Well, I don't think any of this stuff should have been held against Belichick. What I think with Belichick is that they should have gotten together and said either he's eligible because of this cheating stuff or he's not eligible because of this cheating stuff. It shouldn't have been a split.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if the NFL is going to look
Probably
at
the same thing with baseball. Right? Decide if this either disqualifies these people permanently or it doesn't.
Well, what do you think it's done so far?
We haven't clearly disqualified them.
Yeah, it's not like guy's going, it's been 20 years, and you know what? You're getting older. You're a good guy. We're going to let you in here in your 70s now. You can get in after doing steroids.
We have this same silly conversation with baseball every single year. Should these guys get in?
We don't really. Actually, it's kind of died out a little bit.
But it still comes up. I just think there should be a criteria, like either you're eligible, not eligible.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think all the baseball guys should be in? Now we've gone through this for years.
Yes.
Okay.
If for anything, it's a black eye on the sport. Like it's how many years do you want to bring it up when they do the Hall of Fame stuff? Like,
but it is a black eye, and you know who the biggest group of guys and the people that are against it are the guys that are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I completely get it.
The older guys, they all get a vote. All the Hall of Famers get a vote on this thing, and the
baseball thing I also think is fraudulent because everyone enjoyed what was happening at the time.
That's true.
And I'm guessing most people had an idea of what was going on.
I don't know how many people knew. These guys started lifting weights, and so when I was growing up, nobody lifted weights. And baseball guys, because they're afraid they hurt their arm and they get stiff, and they saw themselves as like these guys that were doing all these shows for how you
these
look.
guys are putting the ball in orbit, though, man. I mean,
they're crushing it. Yeah, they were hitting. But now today we got guys hit it just as far.
There's a few, yeah.
We got one guy that's playing for the Dodgers that they tell me his batting practice is he's hitting them. He was hitting them out of Marlins ballpark, man. That big
look
ballpark.
Where he hit him when he was hitting the 50. Putting him in the upper deck, deep in the upper deck.
And we saw it with Giancarlo Stanton. He hits him. He hits him a country mile too.
Judge hits him. Yeah, there's guys that do it, but those guys were. I mean, they were freakish, man, and everyone loved it.
No, we did love it. Hey, man, that was a great time in baseball till the fallout of this whole thing. Yeah, there's no question about it. That was great. When they were doing updates, remember the baseball game would be on and go, we got to go to St. Louis. McGuire's up right now. And then they go, we're going to the Cubs game. Sammy Sosa's second at bat. I mean, they were all over it. Yeah, it was a big story. I think the sad part of baseball, some guys got in that were dirty. I mean,
a lot of people saying they should have let Pete Rose in before he passed.
Well, I would have liked to have seen that, but again, they put that little thing up. If you've ever been close to a locker room or a clubhouse, there's this thing as you walk in every day, you can't miss it. Woody, have you seen it?
I don't think so.
On gambling. Very clear. Been around forever on the gambling.
Yeah. Well,
and
I don't know, man. I just think at some point you gotta.
There are a lot of people want Pete in. But I got to tell you, some of his former teammates didn't. I don't get into who.
Yeah. Hey, I get it, man. A lot of people like cheating is cheating. I get it.
But they have now. The problem is, look at, man, I ain't trying to pick on anybody, but Pudge Rodriguez, nobody's going to tell me he was clean. You could tell me that. You can jump in my face as a relative, and I'm just going to go. You're going to have your opinion, and I have mine. You can't tell me it was just more than just he said he stopped eating McDonald's while he lost all that weight.
But don't you think baseball should have come out a long time ago and said, if you were caught taking steroids, you are ineligible for the Hall of Fame, and just be done with it. Never bring it up again. Because every single year we're going to do this.
Are we talking about baseball now?
Yeah, I'm talking about baseball. But it's the same thing with the football thing. Like,
well, wait a second. What are you talking about?
But they should have gotten together. The people that vote for this thing should have gotten together and said, Belichick cheated. He is ineligible to be in the Hall of Fame. Done. Not we're going to punish him for a year and make him look bad and stick it to him. Because that's childish. Right, isn't it?
Well, that's what they did.
You can't be a salty writer and say he was mean to me. We're going to stick it to him.
He's getting in next year.
Is he?
Oh,
okay.
Oh, are you kidding me? And by the way, it might be coming from the top that he's getting in. You know what the top is? That's the National Football League head office in New York. Might be saying, put his ass in. We can't have him as a top 100 player and coach of all time, that little thing they did at Hard Rock Stadium during the Super Bowl,
and
not have him in there.
Well, except all those people that are voting, they're going to be a year older and a year angrier.
I don't think so. They're not like you. They don't hold grudges like that.
Okay.
They just
that's
going to be changing votes so people leave them alone.
I told you I would have let him in. As much as I can't stand him.
Doesn't matter how you feel. I thought we already said that.
I would have let him in. Yep.
Probably most people feel the same way about Bill Belichick, including guys that play for him. But they won games.
I also would have let him in because I think this is a controversy that you just don't need to have.
Well, you think baseball didn't get tired of hearing about?
That's why I'm saying.
And
with
every
baseball,
year,
make a rule. You got caught taking steroids, you're ineligible. Done.
So every year now they put those guys still on that list, and when they're not on the one ballot, they go into the next ballot, and they get 20% of the vote.
Yeah.
22% of the vote, 27%.
Would you let them in?
No. But I'm slowly changing.
But that's the problem though, man. We're going to when all these guys are dead?
You know what?
We're going to come around.
I'm with my man Andre Dawson. Hawk says no. By the way, I think Willie Mays, I was told that Willie Mays stood up because his godson is Barry Bonds. And that was it. Bobby Bonds, he played next to him in Candlestick Park as a right fielder, and Willie was in center, and Willie really took care of Bobby Bonds at the time, and so he has his son. He goes, I want you to be him to be the godson. And so Willie's godson, and so he's always kind of taking care of. Bobby died, and Willie lived forever. And Willie used to talk to those guys like, "Hey man, we got to let my guy in, man. He's let him." And those guys, they would not budge. They would not budge on that thing. Hey, Baptist Health South Florida, man, I got to tell you, sports medicine program that's good for all of us. One of the top 50 in the country. Baptist Health South Florida does a lot of great things, but that sports medicine program they put together takes a back seat to no one. You talk about an all-star lineup of doctors and facilities to go to, and, man, they know how to take care of injuries. That's bottom line. They know how to get you healthy. And where do the pros go? Enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins. All trust those great doctors they put together. Yeah, we're talking about specialists. We're talking about team doctors with them every day. Knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles specialist. We got them for every part of the body. So the next time you get injured in a team or individual sport and you want to go where the high school, college, and professional athletes are going, you can go to Baptist Health South Florida. Not to mention, we got facilities close to you in Dade and Broward. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium, next to the training facility of the Miami Dolphins, and, of course, this new one, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Heck, we got another one on the way. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day for everybody out there. Let's get you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most. Sorry about that, brother.
All right, we'll keep it moving here, Joe. And we got the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend. I'm guessing people have noticed that ESPN is covering. Look at your screen right now.
I see it.
ESPN is really covering wrestling hard here.
You a wrestling fan? I've never really asked you.
My son is. I guess by default I am at this moment. But I liked it when I was younger. I think it's taking off again.
I think it's starting to. If ESPN jumped in on it, it must be taking off again.
I wouldn't say taking off again.
Research.
It's very popular.
Oh.
It is. It's been popular. It's still popular. It's coming here, by the way. It's going to be at the Amaranth Bank Arena in February. But I was into it when I was younger. My son's into it. So anyway, we got the Royal Rumble coming up. It's going to be on ESPN,
of course,
on Saturday, which is new. They have odds for this thing here, Joe. If you'd like to find a way to bet on it, I don't think our local app is going to have.
I'd just like to go in before and let figure out what they're doing, and they're putting it all together, and we can figure it out. We won't have to worry about.
Roman Reigns is the favorite. If that does anything for you.
You can't bet on that stuff, really.
I think some sites do allow you to bet on it. I understand the whole, deal with it, but I don't know who's going to win, do you?
No, but there's somebody with
that's true
inside information that's putting this things together, and
it's true.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. All right.
I'd probably stay away from gambling. I'd like to know,
We got our next ESPN 30 for 30, Joe. This will premiere February 6th, 9 o'clock Eastern. It is going to be about the Eagles and the Philly special. The new ESPN 30 for 30 will revisit the Philly special with Doug Peterson, Jason Kelsey, and Nick Foles. All right. 8 years later, ESPN is bringing together everyone involved in that moment. About the trick play that swung the 2018 Super Bowl. Will premiere 2 days before the Patriots and Seahawks meet in Super Bowl 60. Any interest?
No.
Fair enough.
Too many documentaries. Hey, listen, great stuff, but no. Man, we got a lot. You must mention a new documentary, one or two a week.
Yeah, there's a lot
coming out.
There's a lot of them, and now we got another 30 for 30. So, I always thought the 30 for 30 thing meant that there were going to be 30 movies. But I guess they just stuck with the name. Wasn't that like the original concept of it?
Yeah.
I feel we've been talking about 30 for 30 for 10 years. All right, our final one here, Joe, on the topic of this tennis match that's going on right now, which we have heavy interest in.
You guys put a little money on it.
We did. We live bet the heck out of this thing here, man. We're in. We want the Joker.
Joker might win this fourth set to get it to a fifth set.
I mean, this thing. So this is a double win for us. So me and Jamie, we would both win money if Joker wins, and you'd be upset. So it's a double win for us.
I don't get that upset.
So we have an item up for auction here, Joe. Novak Djokovic, an Australian Open final racket. This was from the longest match in history, I guess. Are you familiar
I thought
with
that
this
was
one?
where he hit the kid in the back of the head with a tennis ball when he got mad about it. I didn't know which racket you were talking about.
Anyway, the racket is up for auction right now. This is they said the most expensive racket ever. It is currently going for $225,000.
Wow.
It'll be the most valuable tennis artifact ever sold.
Well, he is the greatest player of all time and still playing at a super high level in his late 30s here. And so I get it.
Hey, maybe if we hit this bet, me and you go in halvesies on it. You want to buy it?
No.
Yeah, we'll go for the first 100. You get the other
no.
224,900.
Yeah. No.
Good call, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie, now he well, I got him in the back here a little bit, so I got the big banger going a little bit today, so he's getting on me a little bit. Hey, we got 8 o'clock hour coming up. Ben Volen, senior NFL writer at the Boston Globe, getting ready to go to cover the Patriots. Busy week for the Patriots. Boy, the Patriots got those shows up in Boston. We got some Odyssey sports stations up there. They've been busy, man. They've been very busy with all this stuff going on. Going to a Super Bowl, trying to figure out how healthy Drake May is. Looked like he hurt his shoulder a little bit in that Denver game. On top of that, all the other drama between former head coach and owner of the team and everything else. So Ben's going to join us to talk a little bit about it, the topic, and the story that won't go away. Just will not go away. Hey, 8 o'clock hour coming up here on a Friday. Man, if you got credit card debt and you like to consolidate all those bills, you can with Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Behind them, property taxes, HOA dues, assessments, judgments, liens. And you're going, what the hell am I going to do? This is terrible and only getting worse. You call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, reverse mortgages. If you are 62 or older and you have equity in your home, like a lot of people basically paid the house off and been sitting in there and it just goes up in value and you got all this money, you really could use it right now, call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. He gets them done fast for you. He knows all about these things. Hey, he's about great service. He really is. I just tell people when they ask me, I go, Michael Kotze is about getting all the paperwork done and getting you approved quickly and getting you the most money and the lowest rates to really consolidate some bills and pay people off and just where you can breathe again. So whatever you're going through, man, he's got it. Matter of fact, now his team can also list your home for sale. They're doing everything for you, man. First-time home buyer programs with little money down. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and his 30 years of experience ready to help you. This man, part of it is people go, well, why would I go to him? I go, well, first of all, he doesn't work banker's hours because he always works. He works on the weekend. You can always get a hold of him. It's Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. The man has no life. 7 days a week. Call or text him 561-441-2730. Michael, I need your help, man. 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms are subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Hey, you need some help right now with any of those things I was talking about, just call or text Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage.
Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less for the price at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to St. Louis 5-4. The Blues scored the game winner with 9 seconds left. Next up, the Cats host Winnipeg tomorrow at 4. Tomorrow's game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to hoops, the Heat hung on to beat the Bulls 116-113. The Heat and Bulls will meet again tomorrow night in Miami. Tip-off is at 8, and that game can be heard here on WQAM. And the Hurricanes look for their third straight win when they host Cal tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 from the Watsco Center, and the game can be heard on 560 AM. Finally, in tennis, Carlos Alcaraz is heading to the Australian Open final. He will meet the winner of Sinner and Djokovic, which is in the fourth set right now. Looks like Joker got the break already here, Joe, in the fourth.
Could be going to a 5-setter. Yes. Yeah. Wait, that's
midnight there in Australia.
5.5 hours. Alcaraz and Zverev played 5.5 hour match to get to the finals. Wow. 5.5 hours, man. Whew. Recovery time coming back from that. Alcaraz still a super young guy, but man, that's a crazy one. Anyway, hey, besides all that, we do have a lot of news going on. This Heat get a win last night, now 26-23. That's a good win on a back-to-back where you have to travel for the second game on the road and hit back home. So that's a nice one. They had the 22 hours between games and able to win both those games on the road. And then the other talk, and that is a lot of people, man. A lot of people think Miami Heat are in serious good shape to potentially get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Interesting, talking about picking up other salaries of other guys that they want to get rid of, whether it's Bobby Portis or Kyle Kuzma. So you've got that going on out there, and you know, Giannis is still not healthy with the calf injury, but it sounds like, hey, Heat in. I'm guessing most teams are in on him if you know, they're willing to, take whatever people have. Everybody's got, some teams got better players to offer. Some have better draft picks to offer. So we'll see what happens. Trade deadline is next week. And boy, it looks like he's getting moved. He is checked out, and they've checked out on him to realizing that with him or without him, it's just not a very good basketball team. And they've got problems. The other news last night, the bad news is Panthers lose. As you just heard Woody talking about with under 8 seconds left on a power play goal to lose 5-4. The good news is Matthew Tkachuk, 2 goals and an assist last night. First 2 goals coming back from his surgery and everything. So that's a good sign. Get him going again would be really big in this whole thing. And hey, they got to start winning. They're 8 points out of a playoff spot. Still got a lot of games left. I still had to throw that in there. And they're going to be home for 3 starting tomorrow with Winnipeg. So we have all that, and the Canes and Cal Berkeley in town for men's basketball, 4:00 tomorrow in Coral Gables. So man, there is a lot of stuff going on. Ben Volen, senior NFL writer for the Boston Globe, has dealt with Bill for a few years, being up there and covering the Patriots, who got a hell of a story going, man. And more important than who's getting in the Hall of Fame is they got a chance to win a Super Bowl. Down to the final one, Drake May and the Patriots, and the quick turnaround on what they've been able to do. 4 wins to what I figured. Woody, they've won 17 games this year, 14 a regular season, 3 playoff games. How about that? 17 wins, 4 wins a year ago. So the system, Woody talked
about. That's the thing with this Dolphin thing, man. They go, can they turn it around quick?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, look what Denver did. Look what, these guys did.
Denver did it. You're right.
Denver had the same situation with a quarterback that we had.
Yeah. We just have. Hey, those pouting extensions that we gave everybody. I'm just going to say this.
Pouting extensions. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to say. Everybody was pouting and sitting out part of practice, and
agents
are calling. And if my client doesn't get more guaranteed money. He's not going to play.
Yeah.
And you're trying to win, and you're on the hot seat. And so they gave everybody. Hell, the equipment manager said, if I don't get more money, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be looking for some. Oh, no, we're giving you. No, everybody got. We're just spinning up. Hey, Mr. Ross, we're giving more people more money. Yes. We're just on that phone, man, giving everybody, Mr. Ross, we need to dish out a little bit more here. But anyway, so we got to pay a little bit. We got to pay. We got to pay off some of the debt. We going to have to take it on the chin here before we give our general manager a full amount of money to work with. So there's one thing you can do. There's one thing that every team, no matter what their financial situation is, as far as free agent dollars, is kick ass in the draft. And that's what these guys are totally and really good at. Green Bay has been one of the top 4 or 5 drafting teams year in and year out. It seems like they've been really good. I put the Rams up there. They've got this thing figured out. And anybody else you want to add on to there, you're more than welcome to do it. But we haven't been great at it. We have not been great at it. We've abused it. We gave away a lot of draft picks. That didn't work. We thought it would. We made it. We took a chance on it. We went for it. We went out and got some high maintenance guys that were really good football players, and it just didn't get us a playoff win. We won some games, but it didn't get us a playoff win. So now we're going to have to be a little patient. We have to be, all of us, me too. Those guys ripping me last night. That we all got to be a little patient and give this thing a chance. And it's really hard to tell our fan base, who's been beaten up for 25 years most of the time. Most of the time, that 25 has not been good enough, because the goal is to win playoff games. Hell, we got teams getting rid of their coach for winning playoff games because they didn't win enough playoff games. So that's where we are. And but before you start worrying about coaches and anything else, this right now is about front office and I guess the coach's input as well, but finding guys that can help us, finding some guys that are potential good fits for your system, but also guys that are impact players. I'll be honest, I don't know if we have any great players, guys can end up being great players from last year's draft. I don't know. Got some good players, good, good enough to play and solid. I don't know if we got any stars. The year before's draft, we got one guy, Patrick Paul, that is a franchise guy. But I can't have 2 drafts. We got to get higher quality players overall. Now maybe some of our guys from last year are going to end up being better players and take that big jump in year 2. But there's a lot of work, man. You just can't go out and draft guys that, you just can't have a bunch of middle-class players. You've got to get higher-end players. You got to have some. You have to. And we got a core of some good players. I hope they're all able to come back and they don't get rid of them, 5 or 6 of those guys that we've talked about. But right now, this thing, the best way for us to flip is just take your eyes off free agency except for one. But take your eyes off free agency. Money, we don't have it. But we have it for one if we have to. We'll find it for one position. If we're totally sold, we'll do it for one. And that's a guy that our general manager and head coach know better than just about anybody else because they've worked with them for the last 2 years. And that could be the top free agent quarterback that's out there. So I'm curious to see. I'm want to see if they're interested. But outside of that, it's about the draft. And if they don't like Malik, then who's been the backup quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, whose name's up there pretty high. You'll see him in the top 50 free agents. His name's in there, especially the way he's played when filling in for Love in Green Bay. He's been pretty good. He can run, great runner, but he's also been able to throw the football. And so we'll see. I have no idea how our team feels about Malik Willis. But we will find out, because if they make a run at him, and we will know, then you'll know they really believe in him, that he could be our potential starting quarterback for right now. This quarterback class, we had Charles Davis on this morning. I wanted to bring this up too real quickly. He is not outside of Mendoza. Is not impressed with the Senior Bowl class. And I was shocked, because he's Charles Davis doing the game, and the Senior Bowl class of quarterbacks is – now, there's some other guys out there. Don't get me wrong. I know there's other guys. But I don't think this class has end up looking like, from those guys, that it's not one of the best classes we've seen. Not. Now they're talking about next year. We'll see. Hey, we've got Ben Volen going to join us, senior NFL writer at the Boston Globe. We'll talk about a little drama, man. We need to get in a little drama, right? I mean, this is straight talk, man. We need a little drama in our life. All right, parents, if you're looking for something your kids will actually remember, you got to get to the Miami Marlins Fan Fest. You have to. It's right around the corner, man. This year, we've got Ron McGill live at the ballpark. And when you need some entertainment, you bring in Ron McGill and his buddies. And he's got them. Yeah, that's right. He's bringing his animal friends on site. Ron McGill takes the stage from 5:45 to 6:25. And trust me, the kids are going to love it. And the adults will probably enjoy it as well. Fan Fest is February 7th. From 4 to 8 p.m. And the best part is it's free. So grab your free tickets now, marlins.com/fanfest. Bring the whole family out to Lone Depot Park. You're going to have a good time.
location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com, Joe.
All right. Hey, sometimes you just got to call a guy you know when you got a lot of drama and a lot of sports news going on up in Boston. Ben Volen, senior NFL writer at the Boston Globe, joins us. Man, I couldn't wait to talk to you just to find out between Kraft and Belichick and going to a Super Bowl from 4 wins to 17 wins, and team looks great, all the right moves, and everything's going on. Man, you've been busy, my man.
Joe, isn't it amazing? You can't escape the Patriots. They are inevitable. They are dominating your conversation. It's been a couple down years, but they are back. I know you're loving it. I know you can't get enough of this Patriots talk right now.
Well, I got to tell you, it's true. And you know, Jimmy Johnson down here is good friends with Belichick, and he was really salty. If you haven't seen all this stuff, and came on with us in the morning, and he was fired up. But I got to ask you, I was thinking, you know, Tom Brady lives down here now. And I'm guessing Brady jumps on the phone with Gronk and those guys go, man, I'm glad it's just not me that's going through all this stuff right now from young girlfriends. And right, it's got to be Brady going, I'm glad I'm out of this stuff.
Well, certainly, you know, Belichick has been in the news for a lot of the wrong reasons over the last year, although I got to think that this snub by the Hall of Fame will maybe like boost his persona a little bit. Maybe, you know, create a little sympathy from people. If Belichick had gotten into the Hall of Fame, we wouldn't really be talking about him. But now, you know, now his accomplishments are coming back up again, and people are talking about how he was wronged. So in the end, this might actually help him.
So I got to get into everything. You've been going through this, and I want to start with Belichick, who I think most people, and a lot of people don't like him down here anyway, but most people think Belichick for the media is just, you dealt with him, and he went after you a few times. I remember. So what kind of guy to you and media in general, what is everybody's perception of Bill Belichick besides winning 333 games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he projected like a very cold, kind of heartless persona, you know, everything for the sake of the championship and, you know, all for the team and that kind of thing. I don't think Belichick's grumpiness toward the media was what led to him not getting enough votes. I think it was you know, several factors. One, I do think it's more about the cheating scandals. I think a bunch of people were held up on that, especially there's like a Colts faction of the voters. There's Bill Polian, Tony Dungy, and a Colts voter, Mike Chappell, a media member who already admitted that he was one of the people who didn't vote for Belichick.
By the way, I brought and just not to interrupt you, I brought that up because I remember Peyton Manning talking about they had to go a different place for meetings, and Brady was with him and really let him have it. I remember that. So I figured the Colts guys, especially Polian, who couldn't remember who he voted for.
Yeah, Bill Polian really riding the teeter-totter there, going back and forth between whether he has or hasn't voted for Belichick. And, of course, the Hall of Fame's never going to release the ballots, so Bill Polian can say that he voted for Belichick, and no one's really going to know. But, you know, obviously the cheating scandals, I think, definitely played a part in some people not voting for Belichick. More Spygate than Deflategate. And then, you know, the rules that they changed last year, I think this shines a glaring spotlight on how the Hall of Fame kind of messed up. Every candidate, it used to just be a simple thumbs up or thumbs down.
Right.
Now they've tried to cap it. And now you are only allowed to vote for 3 out of the 5 guys between the contributor, Robert Kraft, the coach, Bill Belichick, and then the 3 senior players.
Oh.
And we've already heard from one voter from the Kansas City Star who said, well, I voted for the 3 players because I don't know if they're ever going to be on the ballot again. And I think all 3 players deserve to get in. And Bill Belichick's going to get in next year. So I wanted to, you know, honor these guys, which, you know, I get the reasoning there. So honestly, I think, yes, the cheating scandals played a big part in it, but also the Hall of Fame's rules that they implemented last year. Last year, only 1 out of the 5 candidates got in. That was Sterling Sharp. And this year, it's resulted in Bill Belichick getting snubbed. So I have a feeling that the Hall of Fame is going to look hard at its new rules and maybe figure out a way to change them.
I can't. This is just me, and if I'm wrong, I want you to let me know. But I got to believe that was punch number 1 in the stomach for Bill Belichick not getting in the first time around with 333 wins and all the Super Bowls that he's won. The second one would be if Robert Kraft gets in and he doesn't. That would be number 2. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it would be. I think it would hurt Belichick, and I think, man, it would really, I think, embarrass the Hall of Fame even more because, look, Robert Kraft, if you're going to put owners in the Hall of Fame, then Robert Kraft deserves it. You know, he's certainly more accomplished than Jerry Jones. I'm kind of the belief that none of these owners should really get in, that it's really about the players and the coaches. So if you put the owner of the Patriots in ahead of the guy who led you to 6 Super Bowl titles, 9 appearances, 300 something, I mean, that's insane. You know, of the 3 people who are most responsible for the Patriots dynasty, there's Brady, then there's Belichick, and a distant third is Robert Kraft. So if they want to put Kraft in ahead of Belichick, I mean, that's going to be even more of an embarrassment to Hall of Fame. I think it might be a case where this new process just like cannibalized all the voters, and it's too hard for any single candidate to get 40 votes. Like it kind of feels like Roger Craig from the 49ers probably has a lot of momentum to get in, but you know, we'll see now if Kraft gets the 40 votes, but it would be preposterous if they put him in ahead of Bill Belichick.
I got to tell you, and I'm not Bill's biggest fan as far as the way he comes across with everybody being in our business here, but that man deserves to be in first time around. 333 wins and those 8 Super Bowls when you throw in the 2 defensive coordinator, Bill Parcells, Giants, he gets 2 for that. We should be dropping the mic on that one. It should be done. So what's the thoughts on the Belichick and Kraft take in Boston? People talking about it at all?
Well, it's been an ongoing soap opera for several years now. Yeah, you know, the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, and the Belichick conversation dominated this week.
Yeah.
You know,
it'll probably, of course.
Yeah, and it'll come up again next week when they, you know, we find out the results of the Hall of Fame. So yeah, people are definitely talking about the Kraft Belichick. You know, there are rumors that Kraft, you know, behind the scenes got Bill Polian to start an anti-Belichick voting block, you know, that kind of thing, which Kraft, you know, I think he came out with a statement and, you know, talked about how Belichick unequivocally deserved to be first ballot Hall of Fame. So yeah, there's a lot of suspicions and, you know, things of that nature. You know, Big Dog, what this shines a light on is I think it's ridiculous that for the Hall of Fame, the most important honor in the league, they only have 50 voters. You know, Major League Baseball, the Baseball Hall of Fame gets a lot of flack, but the one thing they get right is they have 425 ballots cast this year so that, you know, one wacky ballot doesn't have such a great effect. And you can't just get a block of 11 voters and keep a guy like Bill Belichick out. The Hall of Fame, they should triple their number of voters at least. Like the more voters, the more representative the vote is actually going to be.
Yeah, I'm with you. That is a great idea. Hey, by the way, Drake May in the shoulder. Saw him go down there for a second. Is it serious, or does he look like he's going to be 100% for this game?
I think it's somewhere in between there. I mean, it is serious. It's the throwing shoulder of the starting quarterback of a Super Bowl team. So, of course, it's you know, serious at this point in the season where, you know, every play means so much. He's been limited the last 2 days. I think the Patriots have kind of been backed into a corner a little bit because it's, you know, a lot of people have been talking about Drake May, and boy, it looks like he hurt his shoulder here. And there's a lot of video evidence from the Broncos game the other day that something happened. And if you look at I think the injury happened late in the third quarter on a scramble.
You're right.
And after that, he only threw 3 passes the rest of the way. One was a floater on a flea flicker to Mac Hollins. That was a nice pass, but his other 2 were way off. I mean, not even close to the receiver. So, and then, you know, he hasn't been throwing much in practice this week. So he's going to play. And Drake May is a gamer, but it's not nothing. And it's definitely something to monitor. And I think either way, it's going to be a story from the Super Bowl. Either he overcame a shoulder injury or, man, it really affected him.
Hey, the best story of all, to go from 4 wins to 17 wins in 1 year. And I got to tell you, that roster last year, Jimmy Seffel and I are doing that game down there. And at halftime, we're looking at each other going, this is the worst Patriots team. Outside of the quarterback, we thought he looked pretty good considering. I thought Drake May looked really good. Most people did. But the rest of that group, including that offensive line, the guy was running for his life to turn it around through a draft. But more importantly, that free agent class, that thing, it's getting a lot of credit, right? I hope with all that money was well spent, most of it.
I don't think I've ever seen a team better spend its money than what the Patriots did this year. Every free agent signing they made has been good to great. There really haven't been any busts this year. And then the draft class is contributing for the first time in several years, up and down the board. Not everyone's a starter, but guys are finding roles and contributing in different ways. And to me, that's a reflection of coaching. We talk so much about drafting, but the development part is such a key part, and knowing how to use guys and knowing where to put them. And I think that was what was missing from the Patriots in the last few years of Belichick, and then last year with Gerard Mayo. There just wasn't any development of young players. And when you see it now this year, plus all the free agents fitting in, that is just a really good job by coaching to put these guys in position to succeed and know how to get the most of them. So, the turnaround's been remarkable. And then a lot of guys that they had are playing a lot better. Kayshon Boutte, a 6th-round pick, is looking like a potential star.
Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez is looking like a superstar at cornerback. And so just, when you have the right coaches in place, it's amazing how everything looks a lot better.
You've been around Vrabel now for a year, covering it every day. I'm just curious, what's the one thing that when you go away from this, and listen, we go through coaches every 4 years or so. Hopefully that's done. But, so what makes him special? What do you see and go, damn, that's one of the reasons right there. What is it about him that you see?
He's a human, which I think helps, which Belichick and the Patriots dynasty was not always human. It was very cold, do your job. Vrabel, he was a player and now a coach. So he knows what makes these players tick. This year, for the first time since the Patriots won their first Super Bowl against the Rams, so it's been 25 years, Vrabel changed the pregame introductions so that instead of being introduced as a team, they get introduced individually, like every other team does. And you say, well, that's not a big deal. But you know what? It's Vrabel recognizing that, it's okay for these players to have a little bit of time in the spotlight to recognize, their contributions to the team. Yeah. And so, and Vrabel, he stands outside the locker room after every game, shaking the players' hands as they come in. And he's been big on having players stand up in team meetings and talk about their who and their why, and who are they playing for and what motivates them. He's been very human and very intentional about creating bonds between the players, between the coaches. And the comment I keep hearing the last couple of weeks is that, as upset as people are that the Patriots are back, this is not a very hateable team. I mean, Vrabel, Drake May, shown a lot of humility this year, really bringing a lot of joy to the job. And that's something that you didn't see a lot around here for 20 plus years.
Well, I'll tell you what a friggin' turnaround in 1 year. I lost a bet. I did. I lost a bet to a big Patriots fan, Chef Andre, and he got me. And I got to tell you, I had he goes, we're going to beat you twice. I go, no way. They can't be that much better after 4 wins. And here they are, man. The best story. And by the way, he should be coach of the year. It's probably too late and he probably won't get it. But Vrabel should definitely be up there. Ben, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Have a great trip out to the Super Bowl out in the Bay Area, man.
Hey, thank you, big dog. Always appreciate you.
All right. Ben Volen, senior NFL writer at the Boston Globe, joining us this morning. Talk a little bit about the Patriots. Oh, my gosh. That didn't take long. That didn't take long to go from down at the bottom to jumping back up to the very top. Wow. All right. Hey, it's not hurricane season. I don't want to scare you, but I do want you to protect your home. And I'd like you to just put it on the list and see. You're looking around. Go to Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Hear what they have to say. You got an old leaky roof. Replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. And you save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Saving you money so you can pay later. Don't wait for the next storm. You can visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK. They cover all of South Florida. They got very competitive prices, and they got a passionate CEO. Chev's ready to make sure you get it going, and it's done the right way, and it's done quickly for you at a very competitive price. Chev, you keep it rolling over there. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
WQAM.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. I heard the music, Woody. I thought it was a commercial, man.
Oh, I thought you were lost in the match.
I was. I ain't lying to you.
We might be cooked here.
Might have keep an eye. What a match. And I know a lot of people don't like tennis, man. I hear it.
Everyone's watching this around the world right now.
Yeah, right. Just see what's going on here. Sinners had a chance to break him a few times, and the Joker keeps coming back, man. Here we are, fifth set, and a real dogfight here. Anyway.
You got to be a real fan to watch this thing for 10 straight hours, though.
How about 5.5 in the first match today?
This one's nearing 4.
It's crazy. And then, that's not it, guys. Whoever wins, you're going to have another long one you're going to have to put up with, and Joker just has a great serve to get it back to deuce. Hey, that's it. I'm not going to do play-by-play here. We do have a lot of stuff going on here, man. We got a big weekend. We got everybody in action. And by the way, all indoor events, so you don't have to worry about the 30-degree thing scaring you a little bit. The Heat will be home for the next couple of games. They got Chicago in back-to-back games Saturday and Sunday, so a lot of basketball over the weekend. Panthers got home from St. Louis last night. They'll be back in action tomorrow against Winnipeg, and then the Canes basketball team and the Golden Bears from Berkeley will be into 4 o'clock start tomorrow in Coral Gables.
You're not canceling any more events now, right?
No.
All right.
That's only
that earlier.
That's only the cold weather that now all of our writers and by the way, Mike Florio apparently too.
Well, Mike wants neutral site games, I think.
Well, that's great. That's just what everybody wants, man. You finally get home field. You're a cold weather city anyway.
So I think what his argument is going to be when you talk to him, just because I read his stuff, they had a game. Remember they had a game years back that was in Atlanta because I think the weather was like way too extreme somewhere. Maybe it was off the top of my head, maybe it was Buffalo or something. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And so they moved the game, I think it was to Atlanta, and he was like, well, they sold out in minutes. And so that's, sets the precedent to do this. But
so what was the game? The 49ers played in a game with so-called Ronnie Lott. Remember that? He had his finger taken off. Was his finger? Yeah, he lost a finger from how cold it was, staying out in the cold weather.
The problem is you can't guarantee weather anywhere.
Well, you can in cold weather cities.
Yeah, but do you remember, what was it? I think the last week of the season, remember the weather in Tampa? They played it rained, it poured the entire game.
Yeah.
That can happen. We might get some nasty weather today leading into this cold front. Doesn't it always usually rain pretty bad before a cold front?
I hope not.
I know you have tennis today. I know.
I want to get one more day of
I understand.
Do whatever.
I know. You want to tell people what you told me about playing this weekend?
No, I'm not going to. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Softy, don't you worry.
Don't call me soft. I'm not the one that's not playing because of the cold.
What are you doing? You got little kids. You got to go out and do stuff.
Write a story for the Palm Beach Post about how you don't want to play in the cold.
Why you got it? Can you leave Joe Shad alone? It's 9 o'clock. He's liable to come in. 9 o'clock's coming up. He's a 9 o'clock guy. So
he invented this thing, though, man. He owns it. So, but Florio took it too. So
there's a lot of guys.
A lot of guys not liking the cold, yourself included.
Pete
apparently.
Will you stop? Pete Prisco.
That surprised me because Pete's like angry football guy.
We're cutting.
Come on,
we're cutting Pete's NFL man card off about halfway. He's gonna have half a card to work with.
That was surprising.
I get that it was cold and it was ugly football and nobody should have to watch ugly football. Okay. All right.
Everything's got to be on an indoor
I don't ever remember in the old days when they were playing these games, everybody going, they can't play these games, they're bad.
I've never heard this before.
Green Bay and Dallas playing like the first Super Bowl and they're trying to score down on the goal line. Everybody going, this is bad football.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't do this. This is terrible. What are we doing? Anyway, we got all kinds of other stuff going on here. I had brought up the Dolphin stuff and general manager and head coach as we had Charles Davis on earlier and said, yeah, we're here by ourselves. Now it's the game and everybody goes home. Nobody's going to be here from the teams. most of everybody's going to be gone. They can watch the game on TV. And so all the general managers and head coaches are back in their cities right now and focused on everybody that's draft eligible and working to see if there's any bargains. I'm guessing on free agency. But for the Miami Dolphins, it's about a 1, it's about a 2, it's about 3 threes. And before all that stuff, the most important one, you've got to try to figure out who gives you, and we may not find that franchise quarterback. Matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. We may not find our franchise quarterback this year. There's a good chance we don't find that guy. And you're going, well, wow, well, you're a downer. I go, no, I'm not trying to be a downer. But when you talk about franchise quarterback, I'm talking about one of these guys going to be around two contracts, going to be around it's going to play 10 plus years for you. I'm talking about that guy. Because the real good ones stay on the same team for a long ass time. And so that guy, not a guy 4 or 5 years where we do the Ryan Tannehill thing and we do the Tua Tagovailoa thing. I'm talking about where you go, all right, give that guy some money, man. You can talk about Josh Allen all you want. You notice how much I have never heard a team stroke a quarterback more while he's getting introduced as a head coach than Joe Brady did with Josh Allen and what he means to him. And we got to do, I mean, it turned into, hey, Josh Allen, hey man, it's about you. We don't want you sitting over there for everything you do. We got to help you more. It was great. It just went back to how important finding one of those special guys is. It just is. And the guys in Green Bay that are here now, they know that. They understand it, but they may not be able to do it this year. And the only guy I can think of, and you might be able to think if you're the backup quarterback, what are you a fan of the backup quarterback for the 49ers? Because Mac's making a little bit of a...
No, not.
I mean, he won some games for the 49ers. He won a lot of games. I think he won
Everyone
4 or 5
wins games for the 49ers, though. Doesn't it seem that way?
Yes. But you do know the other one's Malik Willis, who they just had for 2 years, so they know everything he can. By the way, you want to talk about know everything about a guy? They don't have to interview him. They just either really like him, and he's running a scout team every day. For our head coach, who was their defensive coordinator, he knows him better than anybody. When the GM goes, all right, I've seen him a lot, but you've seen him a lot. You've seen him on good days, bad days, days when the team's down, days when the team's up. And so it's going to be him. It's going to be a guy in the draft. For sure, we're going to draft somebody. Somebody's getting drafted out of this group. I have no idea. And I'll continue to say I hope Tua's not here. I just don't think it's good for everybody. I think he needs a fresh start. I'm being nice about this right now. He needs a fresh start to go somewhere else. He's not the future. He's not. And no chance of being the future. He's had a lot of chances to be the future. And we paid him like the future. But he's not the future. We've seen can't do anything. Really, can't do anything. Didn't do anything well, to the point that Mike McDaniel, his biggest fan in his life, said, we got to bench you. So that one for me, that was it. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to get the guy unless it's Malik. And I don't know enough about him. I saw him throw some nice passes, saw he can run, he's a really good runner. But is he the guy? They know a lot more about it than I do. But the rest of this quarterback class, this rookie quarterback class, it looks like serious development to me, unless you're getting Mendoza. I don't know if you want to go deeper than Mendoza and you got another guy in mind to come in that could be got a chance to be the man, but I don't see it in this very weak quarterback class coming out. So weak that 3 guys jump right back in to stay. 3 guys said, I'm going back to college. I'm done. We'll load up on next year's quarterback class. We'll be fine. Anyway, so I just think it's important. It's part of the patience pill I was talking about for Dolphin fans. Patience pill. Don't get me wrong. Got the draft, man, and I want to hear about the draft. You know, we got away from the draft for 2 years, and it's come back to bite us on the ass. 2 years. We traded guys away in the name of getting trades and getting guys through free agency and trades, and we were throwing in draft picks for everything. And then if you don't hit on the small draft classes that you have, well, it puts you way behind. And so we got a lot of catching up to do on the draft, and that's why this draft, and I thought last year's draft was very, very important, and they all played, and hopefully they all take a big step up, and we find out we got, you know, a Pro Bowl player or someone's got a chance to be really good. Because really coming off last year, if you worked off Pro Football Focus, a lot of our draft picks didn't get high grades. They didn't get high grades. I saw them and want to make a big deal about it. It's a new start. But they got to get better, and we got to get a higher quality draft class this year than last year to add to it. And honestly, I don't know how good the year before was outside of Patrick Paul. And again, I didn't see it. Did you see it from our number one pick a couple years ago? He took a step backwards. And again, I'm not trying to be a bummer. But damn, we've all seen it. We got to be honest. You know, this is not a day to bring out my cheerleading dress. I got a beautiful one. It's an oversized one. But there's a lot of work to be done, so there's going to have to be some patience, man. We cannot flip this around in 1 year. And I know you can hit me with the Denver story and the New England story and the Rams story years ago and what they did after having to get rid of a lot of guys and not having a lot of cap space, and a quarterback burned up a lot of money and draft picks. And okay, they did. But next year, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be patient. That's all. All right.
Can I hit you really quick what Omar Kelly just sent me?
Yeah, what?
Just to send you off with a hot take here on the to the 9 o'clock hour. He says, just because football can be played in horrible conditions doesn't mean it should. Hockey is played on ice, but they do it in the comforts of a heated arena. Nobody is paying hundreds of dollars to sit outside and get frostbite.
When was the last time his ass sat down in a frostbite? He's sitting up there in the same booths I'm sitting in.
I'm not sure what the hockey thing had anything to do with it.
So now he's what we have in all our local writers who live down here in 80 friggin' degree weather almost year round. Now they've all got this strong take on the bad weather for the wind. All these cities that have cold weather that have the best record and get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. We need to go to a neutral site so my lazy media ass can get in a place to enjoy watching the game.
Unless my eyes failed me, the Denver game looked pretty crowded.
Yeah. And guess what? When it's cold,
the Bears games look very crowded.
They go.
Remember those Bears, those games late in the season?
How about those
it's
young
miserable
kids?
At those games.
How about those young kids take their shirt off for a TV shot too?
Well, that's not smart.
Dumbass.
But those fans at Lambeau sitting on those
by the
metal
way,
bleachers.
You just tell Omar I appreciate he's listening this morning. I do. Hey, we got 9 o'clock hour coming up here. We've got more stuff. Mike Flores is also in that club, by the way. We're just hitting the whole club. And you thought Joe Shad was the only one you can go after. I don't hear your ass going after Omar. We'll be right back.
Let's do Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who fell to St. Louis 5-4. The Blues scored the game winner with 9 seconds left. Next up, the Cats host Winnipeg tomorrow at 4. Tomorrow's game can be heard on 104.3 FM. Over to hoops. The Heat hung on to beat the Bulls 116-113. The Heat and Bulls will meet again tomorrow night in Miami. Tip-off is at 8, and the game can be heard here on WQAM. And the Hurricanes look for their third straight win when they host Cal tomorrow. Tip-off is at 4 from the Watsco Center. That game can be heard on 560 AM. Finally, in tennis, Carlos Alcaraz is heading to the Australian Open final. He will meet the winner of Sinner and Djokovic, who are in the 5th set right now. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
So if you're not practicing in pads, how do you get hard? How do you get physical if you're not doing that?
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
A little taste of some of these big guys coming out hitting them. Like, all right, you think you're going to run around our guy? How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
Chris is right about one thing. You don't want Dickerson coming at you. No way. No way. By the way, you're a bad guy. Did you just add Bo into that thing?
I did.
Huh?
Gotta mix it up a little. You know what we're watching right now? They are doing the Royal Rumble kickoff on ESPN.
Of course they are. That's their partners now.
This is wild.
Of course they are. Get a little early entertainment.
I never thought we'd see the day. We'd have the Royal Rumble on ESPN.
I know. I didn't either. I'll be honest.
Very strange.
Times are changing.
Yeah,
man.
sure.
You old school fans that just, want competition. Yeah, we got more stuff. We're into entertainment now. Entertainment. Anyway, hey, we've got all kinds of news here. By the way, I didn't mention very much this morning. Nathaniel Hackett, Finn's new quarterback coach. It's really weird. I've known his father since before he was born. He was receiver coach and recruited me he had the Northern California area and recruited me to Cal Berkeley. And so I saw him my junior and senior year a lot. Hack was around Marysville, California. And I go down there and the whole deal. And so now his son is a quarterback coach here. And just I know Jet fans are getting after Nathaniel Hackett for everything, and the thing in Denver didn't work. But he's been a good coach with the Green Bay Packers. And a big Aaron Rodgers guy. Aaron Rodgers loved him as a coach. So, hey, let me ask you a question. If Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Huh?
No. Don't even ask the question, please.
Had to come here? Just till you got somebody?
No.
I say yes.
Let me ask you another one. Well, now I had to get creative because this is all long shot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Geno might be
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith might be in trouble. And that's a bad team.
Pass on that too.
Oh, not me. I think Geno Smith's good.
What are we trying to do here? Just like tread water until
Well, we got to get I told you. We're not getting the franchise guy this year. We are not getting the franchise guy. It's not.
I wouldn't.
It's most likely not going to happen.
Yeah, then I wouldn't try to patch it with some guy that's going to win you 8 or 9 games.
Oh God, are you on this thing about losing?
I'm not on anything.
Again?
I don't want to. I don't fight with you in the 9 o'clock hour on a Friday, but no, I wouldn't go with Aaron Rodgers. No.
Jamie, what do you think about it? You get a vote because he wears me out.
Isn't Malik Willis another patch job? 8 to 9 wins. Aaron Rodgers would at least be fun, and Aaron Rodgers would be a 1-year thing. Then we move on to another quarterback, a younger quarterback.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers would be fun until Joe walked the field the first preseason game, and Aaron Rodgers ignored him, and then you'd hate him again.
Stop. First of all, everybody knows I don't get on the field before the game, so that was
you've been banned.
I don't go on the field. So anyway,
that's new. I thought you did.
On top of that stuff here, before you just trying to stir up doo-doo this morning. Yeah, Geno Smith coming back, Miramar High School.
At least with the Malik Willis thing, there's a big unknown there.
Not for these guys.
No, I know, but for just in general, like there's the unknown factor. Like he could end up being good.
No, good point.
So that's
very good point. Yeah.
I don't want Aaron Rodgers at age, what is he, 46?
He's not that old. He's
43.
I think 41.
The question is, does his wife want to come down here?
You know what?
Right? Is that a fair question?
I can't outdo you being
a fair question.
I can't outdo you being an ultimate idiot. I just can't. Don't worry. We'd give him a hall pass too.
Yeah.
Ask him one time where you and your wife going to live, and he'd talk about privacy and how super private she is, and then that would be it.
Maybe she stays in Pittsburgh for privacy.
Hey, listen. We're talking 7-8 months that he's been married.
And she hasn't surfaced.
And nobody's seen her. That's a little
long time to keep her hidden.
Long time not to see somebody's wife. Hell, we find out about girlfriends before that. Are you kidding? All right. So anyway, we've got.
What if we find him out with another girl and he's having an affair on the mystery wife?
That doesn't seem like his deal.
No.
He dates him and wears him out.
The race car girl, Danica,
was destroyed, but she wasn't the only one. Who's the other one that said she was destroyed too? The movie star, the actress.
Yeah.
She said
Olivia
it just
Munn?
took her forever. She was just a mess.
Ripped the soul out of her or whatever, right?
Yeah, they
crushed her.
Never the same. When you get Aaron Rodgers, you're never the same. All right, maybe you brought up some point. Maybe you're on to something.
For just comedic value alone, I mean, maybe it's worth signing him. But
he can throw it now. One thing he can do, I don't think he's going to run very much, but he can throw it. That's not up for debate. He can throw it. He still got he got a God's gift arm. That's a God-gifted arm that he has. The way that ball comes out of that arm, that is something else. And I saw it in cold weather. He's weatherproof too. We're going to have Mike Flora from Pro Football Talk join us. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. Woody, we still got two coaches. Are we still looking for two coaches? We still 8 to 10 jobs have been, but we still.
I know that Cleveland job's still sitting out there.
Cleveland and Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Todd Monken. No.
Oh, that's right. Monken got
Cleveland's
that job.
still sitting there, right? Maybe Cleveland won't even find a coach. Who knows?
No, the Raiders. You're talking about Raiders, right? Raiders haven't got it.
Todd Monken got hired by Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? Okay.
It's the Raiders.
That job's rough, too.
Tom Brady is really taking his time on this job to see who's going to get it. Hey, what if another 70-year-old coach, and I don't think so for the Raiders. All right, we got to go to break. Mike Florio will join us next. Stay with us.
2000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, let's go right to him. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us this morning, like he has for a long, long time now on Fridays. Well, as we say good morning to you, Bill Belichick becomes the big story, and it is unbelievable. If he just gets in like he should have, we're not even talking. There's nothing to talk about with this, and now we got everybody coming out, and it's gotten really ugly. What was your thoughts on the whole Bill Belichick 333 wins and 6 Super Bowl rings?
Well, first of all, if he meant to have this impact, if this was all deliberately orchestrated by him leaking, because somebody had the blab to ESPN about him not getting in, and he talked to somebody he shouldn't have spoken to, because there are sources quoted as having heard directly from him. And you're not supposed to say a word about it, whether you got in or not. And they make you sign an NDA, I've heard, which is stupid, because what are they going to do? Sue Bill Belichick, Hall of Fame versus Bill Belichick? I mean, come on.
Right.
But I can't imagine. If he did engineer this, it's more impressive than anything he ever did as a head coach, because over the past 4 days, he has become this sympathetic figure. Think about how polarizing he's been and all the goofy stuff, and he'd become kind of a caricature. And now everybody is pro Bill Belichick. Hell, I've been singing his praises all week, and I've been one of his harshest critics over the last year.
You know, and he's got people on his behalf. I got to tell you, Jimmy Johnson came out of the keys on this one.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
He called first thing in the morning. I didn't even know. I looked, the phone's ringing back there, and he was just fired up, and he didn't let up all day. So everybody was coming out on this. So we have talked all about this different thing. There's just nothing really. Spygate, Deflategate, all that other stuff. He should have been in. Do you agree, right? 100%.
Absolutely should have been in.
Yeah.
Absolutely should have been in. And Spygate, Deflategate, his record without Tom Brady. You know, I think what happens is, in anyone's career, you can find something that you can cling to if you just want to come up with a way to vote against him. And it could just be a manifestation of, I don't like that guy. So, okay, Spygate is a big deal for me because I don't like that guy. If I like the guy, Spygate's fine. So I think the real problem, Joe, is the change they made within the past couple of years to a system that doesn't involve a group of finalists, and then they vote on each one, yes or no, on each one individually. And if you get 80%, you're in. Then we move on to the next one. We're going to do the vote. 80%, yes or no. For Belichick, he ended up in a bucket with 4 other candidates, Robert Kraft, and then 3 senior players, Ken Anderson, L.C. Greenwood, and Roger Craig. The voters had to pick 3 of those 5. That's it. So they're in competition with each other.
Yes.
And nobody gets a straight up or down vote. And one of the guys who voted against Belichick, I think it was Vahe Gregorian of the Kansas City Star, because 2 have come out and said they didn't vote for Belichick. He said if it was up or down Belichick, of course he's in. But, you know, he decided that these senior committee players, this may be their only chance to ever get in. Belichick's going to get in eventually. I'm going to vote for the senior committee players. And it creates a weird system that makes it harder to get in, that creates a bigger log jam, that has a smaller class of Hall of Famers, fewer parties in Canton, less money into the Canton area, fewer floats in the parade, less people go to the ceremony. It's just stupid. Why would you want to restrict the number of busts that you're usually introducing into each class of Hall of Famers?
Hey, Mike, the other thing that we hear a lot is the Colts influence of Polian, Dungy, maybe some others upset about some things. I still remember, like yesterday, the Colts claimed and were concerned that their locker room was bugged and all the other things, and there was no trust when you played there from all the stories. Did you think that had an effect?
Well, the initial report from ESPN alleged that Bill Polian was persuading people to make Bill Belichick wait a year as some sort of extra penance for Spygate. Polian vehemently disagreed with that, said it's completely untrue, said initially to SI he voted for Bill Belichick. Then he said to ESPN later that night, I can't say with 100% certainty that I voted for Belichick, which was the strangest wrinkle in all of this. And then the next day, he said the Hall of Fame told him he did vote for Belichick. I don't know that it takes his fingerprints off of it completely. I mean, the genius move would be to stir up enough people to vote against Belichick and then vote for Belichick, so you're covered.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Right.
If you did that. And we've heard nothing from Dungy, my NBC colleague, and I've been waiting patiently for him to say what he did, and I may have to just ask him. At some point, somebody's got to ask him, what did you do? He was one of your top rivals during your time with the Indianapolis Colts, and, the cheating's out there, the Spygate's out there, and I've seen nothing from Dungy one way or the other. Plenty of people who voted for Belichick have said so. 2 that voted against him or didn't vote for him, because you don't vote against him. There's no up or down. But 2 who didn't vote for him have said so. I think everybody that did not vote for Bill Belichick should say so. I think there should be much more transparency in this. Why is it a secret? It's not a papal conclave, Joe.
Because they're getting blasted. That's why, Mike. It gets ugly. It's gotten.
Well, if you knew, hey, you know what, though? If you know that your vote's going to be made public, maybe you don't do something stupid.
Yeah. I agree.
Right?
No, I agree. Hey, there's a bunch of other stuff too. So the Belichick and, of course, Kraft relationship. And by the way, what a double punch to the gut. First, Belichick doesn't get in. He finds out. Second of all, he finds out his owner gets in before him. That would really chew at him a little bit, don't you think?
I doubt that Kraft's getting in, just based upon the dynamics we've already discussed. And think about it this way. It reminds me of a situation. And boy, I'd like to think of a better example than this, but I think back to the 2016 Cowboys when you had Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, who were both candidates for Offensive Rookie of the Year and for a while MVP. You get a situation like that, and the votes work. You work against each other. You cancel each other out. I'll go back to '87, the year that what was it? Joe Montana was the All-Pro quarterback, and John Elway was the MVP because the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice votes canceled each other out for MVP. That's a better one.
Oh, that was right.
I think it's Kraft and Belichick. I think that tension there, and it's funny. I wish we had thought of this before the news came out that Belichick didn't make it. The way they have set this up, Kraft and Belichick are in direct competition. Yes. Unless somebody puts both guys on their ballot. And it's possible that they say, okay, I'm going to do 2 of the 3 players, and I'm going to do either the contributor or the coach. And why is the contributor finalist and the coach finalist in the same category as 3 senior committee players? Like, who's coming up with these stupid-ass rules?
Right.
And we don't know. That's the other problem with no transparency. I don't know who at the Hall of Fame is responsible for anything. I don't even know who runs it. I wouldn't know him if he came up and punched me in the face, and he'd probably like to right now. Like, what happened to David Baker? I mean, we all knew who David Baker was, right? He's the guy who knocks, and I'm surprised anybody answers the door when that guy shows up.
Yeah.
He's a giant. But, hey, where's the beanstalk? But, the whole thing is just weird. It's weird, and hopefully it'll spark some change for the better to the voting process, maybe to the voting panel, and just everything about it, because they've created a situation where the bar's too high and people who should be in aren't getting in, as evidenced conclusively and indisputably by the fact that Bill Belichick didn't make it.
Hey, one other guy, too, that kind of came in behind this, and it wasn't a big a story, obviously, is Eli Manning. For a second year is not going to Hall of Fame with his 2 Super Bowl rings and beating, I think beat Brady on both of them. Should Eli be in or not, and does he ever get in?
Look, I don't have a vote. I never will. I don't want one. They won't offer me one. I don't like working for free. And that's the other thing about it, too. They huffed and puffed this week about the voters. Like, if you violate the bylaws, we'll kick you out of this unpaid volunteer job that you spend a bunch of time on. Oh, no, whatever will I do without my Hall of Fame vote? How will I be employed? How will I provide for my family without this job that doesn't pay me anything? Anyway, I think Eli should be in. 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 incredible Super Bowl appearances as part of the fabric of the National Football League of this century, beating the Patriots, Belichick, and Brady, 2 incredible throws. We all know about the helmet catch, but there was a throw on a 3rd and long to Mario Manningham in the 4th quarter of Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis that I think is grossly underrated, because it was just kind of a cobra strike. It happened so fast, but he was incredible in those games. The problem is, other than those 2 years,
Yeah.
The 2 years he won the Super Bowl, Joe, he never won a playoff game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He went 8-0. He went 8-0 in the playoffs in those 2 years, and he never won a playoff game other than those 2 years.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Hey, Mike. Also, we saw Joe Brady yesterday and named the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Boy, I was shocked on the fact that everything was so focused towards a quarterback. I mean, we love you. We're going to do whatever it takes. We're going to work together. And yeah, when I was going through the interview and Josh is looking there straight-faced, and it was incredible. The power. We talk about quarterbacks, franchise quarterbacks should be involved. I think you've said that before too in the process. Boy, Josh, you talk about that impact. And Joe Brady made that real clear, did not hide from it. That surprised you at all?
Well, yes and no, because I expected he would be heavily involved based upon all the things that have been said and reported. But he was there at the table. And, yeah, Joe, I'm a firm believer. You want the quarterback to basically be a quasi-member of management. You can't freeze him out of the management meetings. And that doesn't mean he runs the meeting. Just give him a seat at the table. Let him feel like his voice is being heard. I mean, that happens from sea to shining sea in every business you can imagine. They have 10 people in the meeting. Well, 10 different people aren't making a decision, but they all have a voice. And it's just the respect that you show to your quarterback by giving him a voice on something important like that. And I also think part of it, too, Terry Pagula, the owner of the team, when he had his press conference last week, he wouldn't talk about his conversation with Josh Allen regarding Sean McDermott. Well, Allen met with reporters yesterday, and he got into it a little bit. And it's clear to me he was very upset. He said he was very, very emotional when he heard that Sean McDermott had been fired. And he blames himself.
Yeah.
He said, if I make one more play against Denver, we're getting ready to play another game. So I think they wanted him to not. And what Pagula said is, I don't want this in Josh's head. See, he doesn't need Josh Allen thinking, I get guys fired if I don't do my job. He wants him to be focused on moving forward. And I think between the surgery he had on his foot on Monday, being involved in all of these interviews, they're keeping him so busy. He's not sitting around thinking about the fact that he had a bad day at work and it got his boss fired. And it got his other boss promoted.
That's right.
And then I got the big boss promoted too. That's the weirdest part of this.
Crazy.
Think about that. Brandon Beane gets promoted to president of football operations. Joe Brady gets promoted to head coach. And Sean McDermott gets promoted to unemployment.
Jeez. No, it was absolutely crazy. Hey, before I let you go, did you get together with all our writers down here about this neutral site? Bad weather when it's really bad, that we should find a neutral site for those games so we don't see another Denver Patriots game?
Wait a minute. Your writers down there actually like it? I mean, they're the only ones who do. I just raised the idea, and it's like I've proposed the abolition of football just because I pointed out that the league, someone in the league office has wanted that. And Lamar Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs, the founder of the Chiefs, the late Lamar Hunt, used to argue for that every year, neutral site conference championship games.
Oh, that's right. That did happen before. You're right. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the game. And listen, I'm not saying it was a perfect game, and obviously it would have been a lot better game if it was, if the conditions were perfect. But, man, Denver, they don't want to move that game. Hell, they're like, no, hell no. I don't care what the weather is. We want to play at home, especially with this backup quarterback, right?
Well, absolutely. And I just – look, it was – and it's funny how it came up again. A friend of mine was texting me, and his mother, who's in her 80s, blurted out during the game, these games should be played at a neutral site. And I remembered because 3 years ago, the Bills-Chiefs game, if it would have happened, the Bills lost to the Bengals in the divisional round, but if it would have been Bills-Chiefs because of the whole Damar Hamlin thing, it would have been neutral site. And that's what dusted off the conversation. And I think if they had done it, it might have been the kind of thing where it's like, hey, you know what? This kind of works. Maybe we'll try it again. So I can see both sides of it. I'm not advocating one or the other, but I know this. In the fourth quarter, neither offense could do anything because of that snowstorm.
No,
and if the Broncos had made that field goal, the one that got blocked because they lined up 6.5 yards behind the snap instead of 8 yards, which is just amazing. But when it's that snow, you can't see the markings on the field. If it had been 10-10 and gone to overtime, I don't know, Joe. I think they may still be playing.
Or it'd be the quarterback that runs the best or off a turnover. You're right. Hey, Mike, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend before it gets crazy.
Thanks, Joe. See you.
All right, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Hey, man, we're not done. Charles Davis from NFL on CBS, also going to be part of the call tomorrow on NFL Network for the Senior Bowl, is going to join us next.
The Joe Rose Show is